This is a Hot Pie Media original.
Welcome to Overcome with Justin Wren. Amy's in the house,
What's up?
and she's looking hot.
Thanks, babe.
She's got a leopard sports bra on. She's got these great glasses, this rock and roll hat.
These are my blue blockers.
Her blue blockers.
Mhm.
Well, at least they're not boob blockers.
Oh my
I
gosh.
like that boobage over there. I don't think
Oh.
I don't think anyone else gets to see what I get to see. But if you're not checking out YouTube, you probably should. And Chris Long is our guest, two-time Super Bowl champion. You know what the common denominator was? A couple years back, whenever the Patriots won and then the Eagles won, Chris Long was the common denominator. He's the champion. He's got 2 of those Super Bowl rings.
Really cool stories he tells about this.
Yeah, well, the dude is an incredible human, but he is an incredible humanitarian.
He's a pretty nice human specimen, too, if I do say
He
so.
is a handsome fella.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And Amy got to come up and be there after a weekend that I spent with Chris Long and some of the guys we climbed Mount Kilimanjaro with. To me, a war hero that had 3 different Broadway plays written about his life. Elliot Ruiz, shout out to you, bro. I love you, man. And we just reminisced. We talked about life. We talked about why we climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, which was to give people clean water through Water Boys and also Fight for the Forgotten. They helped us raise funds as well. And I remember telling those guys and Chris and me, you know how before a fight, you try to get your head ready, but maybe people don't know that, but you know,
Before you do big things.
you see people, in the locker room before they go out for the Super Bowl, before they run through that tunnel and that coach is giving them a speech. This is what you've worked your entire life for. This is why you trained. Well, we had to train to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I had to climb the tallest mountain in Colorado. I think it was Mount Elbert is the name. And I snowshoed up that mug in a snowstorm, or at least snow falling. And I also climbed Mount Chavano. And the NFL Network did a documentary. It's called All the Way Up. And we use that song on repeat, All the Way Up. And that's how we got the title of the documentary on NFL Network. And I remember Chris and me just talking to the guys and other fellows too. We had NFL champions. We had military veterans. And I remember us talking to them, remember, with every footstep, you've had supporters that donated to this cause. I got to raise more than $2 per every foot of elevation. Over $30,000 as a team. It was over $38,000. I think I raised 40 something, 50 something. And then as a team, we did over $180 something $1,000 to drill wells for people in Tanzania. Fight for the Forgotten helped drill a well in Tanzania. And we got to go on those water walks with those kids. We got to go to the school where they were going to get clean water because they were filling up their jugs that were from a dirty, filthy water source. And they had to take that to school with them. If they wanted any sip of water, they had to collect it before they went to school. And babe, these water jugs were paint cans. They were oil, think of it like a mobile oil that you go get your oil changed with.
Wow.
It was like, that was their containers to drink at school. I remember one was like paint thinner.
Oh my God.
And it's like, oh my God, this is this kid's container for water. Other ones were vegetable oil container, whatever plastic jug they could have. And so I was able to remind the guys on the climb, the person that wins usually has the most reasons. It's the person with the most reasons that usually wins. When you feel like turning around, don't. Remember, don't unless you need to, because you're going through some medical emergency, which we had a couple people turn around. Anyways, Chris Long and I dive into a lot of stories, how he started Water Boys, the Chris Long Foundation, what are some of his driving sources, and what I really love about him, one of the things he was honored with was the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. The reason is because of his foundation. The reason is the impact he's making in the world. He's helped kids in education in the United States. He's helped a lot of our war heroes and military veterans. He's also helped many people across the globe, drilling a lot of water wells with some of our friends at World Serve, an awesome organization. And he's helped me with Fight for the Forgotten. We've helped each other. And I think it was a fun conversation, wasn't it?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So fun.
I'm really glad
Hilarious, great, inspiring, everything you want.
Yeah. We also had Nancy in the house with us. That's his stuffed raccoon with a cowboy hat.
Mm-hmm.
So we recorded this from his studio in Charlottesville, Virginia. I was a guest on his show. If you'd like to go check that out,
It was a marathon.
it is the Green Light.
Hours
Chris
of
Long.
podcasting.
Yep.
And thanks for letting me sit in. I had a good time.
Yeah, I'm really glad you were there.
Thanks.
So buckle up, Buttercups.
Stick around to the end because we do have an overcome story to share this
We
week.
do. I'm so excited. I haven't heard it.
You sure haven't.
Amy filters those, and so I'm excited for it. I'm waiting till the end. Please wait with us. And a little order of business is you can like, share, follow, subscribe on YouTube, on Spotify, anywhere you get your Apple pod or your podcast like Apple. You can leave us a review, and that will help this show grow our impact, drill more wells, build out a hospital that we just talked about with a maternity ward.
Yep.
And maybe a pediatric center, but definitely an emergency room and triage place where people can be taken care of. And we're going to build a school. And so by supporting this podcast, you support real people with real hearts, with real problems, really overcome those. So thank you for listening.
That sounds
There we
like
go. I'm just taking a recording here too in case we want to use
start
it.
of a race car video game.
That's what I do over here. I actually just play video
Playing
games.
Hydro Thunder over there or something.
What if she was?
It'd be awesome.
What's that game? Cruisin' USA?
Cruising USA, dude.
Cruisin' USA. She's just over there playing Cruisin'
I
USA.
totally miss Cruising USA.
What vehicle would she drive? What color?
Like a yellow. Like a
Ferrari?
Gold.
No, like a yellow
gold.
classic car. Like
A
a cool
gold
classic car.
Yeah.
Barracuda?
Yeah.
A gold Barracuda?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. If she wants a muscle car, yeah, I'm thinking maybe
She
a
likes
muscle
muscle
car.
cars.
Muscle
I
car.
do, I do.
Yeah. What are you driving if you're in Cruising USA? With your hair swinging out the back.
You know what my real car is?
What? Real life.
Real life.
You have, what do you
I
have?
call it the red sled.
What is it?
It is a Fiat 500.
Oh, that is fucking
red
nice.
with a black convertible.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Right?
you should never have a car that you can't put the top down.
Yeah, I'm able to put the top down. Amy likes it.
I do. But
You
tell
enjoy
them
it.
why you have it.
Because this year will be my 8th year to be Santa Claus.
No way.
Yeah. No, my 9th year. My 9th year,
Hey,
right?
put a pin in that. I want to ask him
Amy?
about Santa
I
Claus
don't
when we
know.
get going.
Yeah. When I was 25, that's
Yeah.
when I first started playing Santa Claus.
I'm going to definitely ask you about this on my pod. Because
By the time I'm 45,
yeah.
I'll have 20 years of Santa experience.
Are you real?
That's one of the most experienced Santa Clauses out there. And I'll just be coming into my prime.
Yeah.
I'll still be 20 years away from my Santa prime.
Dude, Santa Prime is definitely 63. So you got so much time,
I
dude,
got time.
to hone your craft.
Yeah.
What's your strategy as a Santa guy?
I look up to my, how do you say it? I look up to those that came before me.
Your forefathers, your four Santas.
Yeah. I try to get coaching from them
Yeah.
on how to be the best Santa possible.
Yeah. Well, what if a kid asks for something unrealistic, or you do tell him like, "Hey, kid, that's fucked up. Like your parents aren't getting you a Corvette."
Santa doesn't cuss.
Okay.
First and foremost, Santa doesn't cuss.
He doesn't. No,
No.
he doesn't do much of anything. Don't tell my kids that though.
He does. Look at this. This is in Oklahoma.
Yeah. You go to Oklahoma to do the Santa stuff.
Depends.
You can
I go all over the world to do
Yeah.
the Santa stuff. All the homes in one night.
Oh my God, you legitimately make yourself not look as young as you look. Like that white beard is incredible. Look at all the cheer you're bringing.
A lot of cheer in that photo.
How hot is it in that damn
Very,
suit?
very hot. I
Yeah,
have to
that's
drink
the thing.
Pedialites.
I wouldn't do any warm weather Christmases.
I get one IV a week
Yeah.
during Santa season.
Oh,
But here's why I'll really do it. Right, Amy?
let me see.
Scroll left.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the payoff right there.
That's the Children's Hospital.
That's beautiful.
So I'm going to go to the Dell Children's Hospital in Austin.
That
with
is so
Amy.
cool.
And Amy's going to be Mrs. Claus.
Oh, you can be Mrs. Claus.
Well, that's the plan.
Can you see her as Mrs. Claus?
White hair.
Oh, yeah.
You just got.
Oh, yeah. I've already got some. I'm good. I'm on.
Hey, listen.
She's the hottest Mrs. Claus around, right?
Gotta be, dude. Gotta be. I've never actually seen a Santa Claus at the mall with a Mrs. Claus unless I just was like zoomed in on Santa as a kid. So you guys might change the game.
We might.
Oh, we will, because at 45, it's my plan. This is on my goals list,
Yeah.
Chris. I'm sharing something intimate with you.
I love this.
I'm going to be the youngest Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade Santa. of all
Oh my
times.
God. Check these
At
goals
45.
out. Check these goals out.
45.
Dream big.
Dream big.
You didn't get in it to just
Dream big or go home.
do the Oklahoma City Mall, dude.
No. Well, we're Austin Del Children's, which is a big step up from the Oklahoma City Mall.
Is it? You throwing shade at the Oklahoma City Mall?
No, I'm just saying Del
Oh,
Children's.
Children's Hospital. Okay,
That's
got it. Yeah,
excellent.
well, fuck yeah, dude. We're
Yeah.
not comparing a mall to a no chance.
That's what I was saying.
That's some really rewarding stuff, though. Because you know what? Like,
Do you know how much he gets paid?
who, Santa? Who, you?
Well, I've never been paid in 8 years.
Okay.
I've always volunteered.
Okay, good.
But I'm going to take some money
Good.
for it.
Okay, eventually.
At Macy's.
When you get to Macy's, you
Yeah.
gotta.
You know how much he gets?
The Macy's guy
Yeah.
for one day. One day?
For the Thanksgiving Day Parade and the season.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At Macy's.
$75,000.
Wow. It's low.
How much?
Do you think he makes 150?
This is a new market to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Take 150, double it
Yeah.
to 300, and add another 50,000 to it.
That is incredible.
And that's right now. I mean, you
That's
still
right
got 10 years.
10 years.
So
Well,
dude.
I'm
You know
getting
what?
$500,000.
Dude,
I'm asking for it.
the ascension from volunteerism to like making $500,000 for a season is going to be
8
incredible.
weeks.
Are you going to be able to handle the lifestyle change?
I'm going to let Amy handle all the finances.
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus is.
Yeah, don't be like a
She's frugal.
lotto winner or something. Like just unravel, get 350 like in one Santa season all of a sudden. Oh,
So the Marble Falls Santa
yeah,
that's outside Austin,
yeah.
he isn't even Santa in Marble Falls,
Yeah.
but he's hired for 6 weeks a year. He's retired.
Yeah.
This is all he does with Mrs. Claus, his wife.
Uh-huh.
He gets $250,000 to fly to Hawaii and stay in a penthouse suite for 6 weeks, and he's just Santa
And
for
be Santa.
6 weeks.
Well, that makes sense to me.
$250,000.
Can I tell you why that makes sense?
No way.
Well, it makes sense because it's so fucking hot in Hawaii. So I feel like Hawaii Santa should be paid
Double.
exponentially more than like an Oklahoma City Santa. No
Yeah.
offense to Oklahoma City, but
That's
it's
why I
just
never got
hotter.
paid there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all. If you were sweating, you got to take money.
Okay.
Yeah, I would renegotiate.
I came into it by chance,
Who met you
being Santa.
and made you Santa?
I was invited to the Dallas Mavericks family and friends night.
Yeah.
You know this story? Yeah, you do. And I walk in, and there's like the Dallas Mavericks cheerleading coach, the makeup artist, and someone else. But they run up to me and goes, "You can save Christmas." And I was like,
No,
what? And the girl looked at me and she goes, "I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
Santa called.
Mhm.
Santa called in sick. He's not going to make it. All the kids are waiting for him."
The Mavericks Santa called in sick.
Yeah,
The Mavericks don't have a backup Santa.
that was me.
No, but imagine if you didn't walk through the door that day. The Mavericks are shit out of luck. You don't not have a backup shooting guard. You need a backup Santa. Hey, you could pass for Santa. You also could pass for Chris Stapleton. We talked about that this weekend a lot. We put you in your sunglasses, and I told my friend that run this bar here, I got Chris with me. He's like, "Chris who?" I'm like, "Stapleton. It's no big deal." And so they were like, let's get you in the back room, all this stuff. Had people asking him for autographs. Oh, yeah.
for real?
Yeah, I took pictures with some people.
You didn't even tell me that. What?
I took some pictures.
We just need to get you that sick hat he's got.
I need a hat, Amy, just like
McGill,
McGill.
the raccoon.
McGill
Or
the
Nancy.
raccoon or Nancy.
Yeah.
Looks more like a Nancy.
You don't even know the song.
There we go. See, you know the song?
Of course. Beatles.
Okay, yeah. Because some people, like 90% of people are like, why the fuck did you name your raccoon?
Yeah, why? That's what I was asking.
Well, there's Rocky Raccoon as a song, and I didn't like the Beatles for a long time. I just wasn't into them. And I started getting into them in the last 5 years. And one of the songs that really took me down that rabbit hole was Rocky Raccoon, because they were kind of doing this folky thing. You know, they were kind of imitating American music. And there's this line in there, the guy that Rocky Raccoon, his wife ran away or his girlfriend ran away, wasn't it?
Yeah, and her name was McGill, but she called herself Lil, but everyone knew her as Nancy.
So I was like, you know, he's a raccoon, Rocky Raccoon.
Wow.
Nancy's got to have a name, and so it is.
So it is.
She's a beauty.
And so it is.
Yeah, she found a happy home, man.
Does that hat fit you?
Yeah, it fits me. You want me to wear it the rest of the pod?
Maybe, or should I try to wear it?
There's no chance that hat is fitting you, dude. You or my dad have the two biggest craniums like of all time, bro. My dad wears an 8 and like a.
Mine's bigger than this.
You guys go head to head. Two prolific hairstyles too. You see the flat top on that guy?
Yeah. Why don't you have one of those?
I mean, I have like a flat top mullet thing, a blowback mullet thing going.
I like it. Do you fan it?
I don't fan it. I kind of just
blow dry it?
I air dry. I towel dry. What I do is I just with the towel, and then
I do that.
It's dry. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah, and then I ride with the window open. Like if I can ride with
That's
the window,
where you get the blowback.
you get the blowback that way. So it's like a blow dryer without having to, you know, leave it plugged
Heat it
in,
up.
which makes
Yeah.
me nervous. Yeah.
Way to go. I am proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get like you up top.
He's one of the most handsome men I've seen. Ladies and gentlemen, go to the YouTube.
In Charlottesville over the last 2 hours.
Yeah. Hey, thank you
Where's my
for
other
doing my podcast in your studio.
Dude,
Thank you for letting me do
we're at this point, we are really tight. I mean, we've spent weekends together. We've climbed mountains together.
Yeah.
We've been halfway around the world together. So yeah, dude, me studio as Sue studio, as they
that.
say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is that how they say it?
Yeah. See?
See.
Yeah. Welcome. You look
thank
comfy
you.
in that chair, though.
I am.
You're sinking into it. I'm sinking into
I'm
mine.
sinking into it.
All right, we're gonna
There
have a
wasn't
good
a
time.
lumbar. We forgot that.
Hey, we did forget the lumbar support. Hey,
It's okay.
Taylor! I yelled to my producers who are awesome, like they're like my kids, and it's not cool. Reed gets tired of that shit.
Your kid is super tough.
Waylon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really tough.
He's going to have a
stubborn.
shiner.
He's stubborn too. Yeah, his
Did he
face
have a
is little-
shiner a little?
Not quite a shiner, but you know, you guys hit it off pretty quick. At the
We hit
play
it
set.
off.
Yeah.
Was
Let's
pushing
see,
him at the
Taylor.
play set.
Hey, buddy, we just need some lumbar support for Justin. Can you get a small pillow, and we can set it on his lower back? Oh, look at that. We'll put my co-host's face right in your lower back.
Is
There.
that Mason?
That's Macon. Yeah.
Hey, Macon. Macon Bacon.
Comfy co-host.
Comfy co-host. I like
He
this.
has fun with the name.
I like your studio a
Do you
lot.
mind if I do this on your podcast?
No, I don't mind.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just
There's a squirrel behind you, too. A squirrel with a cowboy hat.
yeah. Oh, for sure. There's 2 squirrels. They're dueling.
I see one. Oh, are they back to back?
Yeah, you know.
Dueling squirrels.
Yeah, we make them get along. They look like they don't get along, but they get along.
Who would have ever come up with the idea of dueling
Nobody.
squirrels?
Well, the problem is like we threw this fucking studio together in a couple weeks. Like we just, hey, I wanted to do a podcast and I'm a procrastinator. I'm disorganized. We were starting this whole thing. And then one day we were like, well, shit, we're going to shoot tomorrow. So we were like going around all these little shops. And I just I guess I have a thing for, you know, like small taxidermy that doesn't offend anybody. You know, I can't come in here with like
you have an
a
affinity for taxidermy.
small taxidermy.
It's non-offensive.
Yeah, like I don't want to
should
see
start
a
a
big,
business.
non-offensive taxidermy.
You should start like an eBay.
Nobody's
An
gonna
eBay
get.
page.
Nobody's offended that the fucking thing that takes your garbage is on my podcast standing up. You know,
No.
like people get mad about a lion and that
is
sort of
that-
thing. But
Is that emasculating it by putting a female wig on it?
I don't know if it's a male or a female, to be honest.
I like to think of Nancy as a female.
I do too. Hence the name. Yeah, brother.
Well, I'm okay. So I'm really excited you are on my podcast.
I'm really excited too.
I'm really excited because we call it Overcome.
Yes.
What we love to remind people is that you, me, we
Yes.
have overcome 100% of our darkest days.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've overcome 100% of our darkest days. Amy, haven't you seen a good response from people to just that quote? That you have
overcome 100% of your darkest days.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And, I just want to shout out people that, are just living life and overcoming their darkest days. Not even like people that have, attempted suicide or anything like that. Of course they have, but just like regular people.
I think people's problems, everything's relative. So you can look at things and compare and be like, well, that person's got it tougher, that person got it easier, but everybody's fighting a little something.
Yeah.
And it feels big no matter who you are. And it might be really big, objectively. But I think it's important to think like when you pass somebody or on the street or something, if you can consider that they're probably going through something. We only see the tip of the iceberg with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's cool what you're doing, man.
Thanks. What inspired you to start your foundation? How old were you?
Oh gosh, I was in my 20s. I was a young man.
Wow.
I was probably 28. It was like my 5th, 6th year in the league. And at this point I was feeling like I had a lot of personal success, objectively on the field, one of the better players in my position in the league and very happy. And, we weren't winning a lot in St. Louis, but I was a stud back then, I guess, like I can look back and say that I was young. But I also had a big platform and I wasn't using it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I wasn't a good dude or whatever. Like, I was doing a lot, but I was doing things on the low, and I kind of had a hard time being a self-promoter, which is a thing you and I have to do to actually make any kind of difference. But at that point, I didn't think about it that way. I thought about it like, I don't want to be that like guy who people get tired of talking about what he's done positively or, uncomfortable asking for money. I also know that everybody has a cause, and I'd have to compete with a lot of good dudes in the locker room to solicit funds from the community. And so we did things quietly, like we'd do furniture drives or we'd work with the Boys and Girls Club here in Charlottesville. My wife and I, Meg, we were into education. We'd work with the military, but I didn't want to put it out in the forefront. And one day I woke up and I said, you're kind of an idiot, dude. Like, if you're a pragmatist, which I claim to be, you're leaving money on the table for people who need it because you're
afraid to ask.
You're just worried to look like that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it took me a while to just say, hey,
I totally relate with that.
You know what I mean? And so it took me a while to just say, hey, fuck it, man. Like, we have so many awesome fans in our league that are so passionate about what we do. They're waiting for instructions on like how we can help. Like fans have asked since the beginning of time, like, I want to know more about athletes. Like, that's why we have 24-hour news cycle with sports. That's why player pages are blowing up. That's why you and I have hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers, because they want to know more. So tell them, like what you're passionate about and see if they're into it. And that's what we did. And so I went to Tanzania about the same time, and that's where Waterboys kind of started for me. Yeah. I mean, it just worked out. It was like I was in the process of starting a foundation. At that point, I think we were working in homelessness a lot, education. But I got to Tanzania. I climbed Kilimanjaro, which is a whole nother sidebar, but came back and just kind of said, this is where I start. Like, if you wait around trying to figure out like what the worthiest cause is, why this place, why this cause, like, you'll never make a difference. Paralysis by analysis.
Yep.
So
overthinking.
Yeah, which I do all the time. But
thinking.
In this case, I didn't. I just was I was a little bit moved by, the people I met there, and you can relate to that in a thousandfold. But I said, let's start with water. This makes a lot of sense. Pragmatically, this is like one of the best ways to change the world. I mean, when I give to something, I want to know why, how, what. I want to know where my money's going. All those questions are answered dealing in water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd meet the people.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first time I went to climb Killy. I took a teammate. His name was James Hall. James Hall. He's still here. Love him. He was like my mentor in St. Louis. And actually the first year that James Hall and I played, I was drafted to kind of take his position. And that wasn't fair because he was better than me. I was a rookie. I was green. And that's the way it goes in the NFL. They force you into the lineup, and it's always the old guy that gets screwed over. And he was that guy. We didn't talk for a year and a half.
Wow.
He didn't say a word to me for a year and a half, other than if I was lucky and I didn't know the call on like third down, he might yell the call at me, follow with like asshole or something. But we got really tight, and we took this trip. Like eventually, once I think he trusted me, we were boys. And so I was like, let's go to.
This was your first trip?
Yeah. So I said, I want somebody to climb Kilimanjaro with because I can't go alone. I guess I could, but my wife would never let me. She hates when I go to like the movies alone and shit, let alone Kili. So Jeff Fisher had just been hired as head coach of the St. Louis Rams. You know him with the mustache. Awesome dude. He had gone up with wounded veterans and was showing me pictures in our first meeting. And he had just signed me to a big deal. So I was really thankful. And, you know, we hit it off right away. And the last thing I think he probably wanted to hear was, oh, I'd like to climb that mountain this off season if that was possible. Can you hook me up with your folks over there? And I guess he couldn't say no, but that's a big risk for a guy that, you know, usually we just work out and stay home. But I was getting a little stir crazy, starting the foundation. And I went over and I had a ball, man. And I got to be honest, and I think I've told you this before, I would love to have an elevator pitch where I'm like, man, there was this moment I was at this village and I saw somebody drinking unclean water and there was this epiphany and I could do this whole slow motion thing, play it out in my head. But that's not how it went. We climbed the mountain. I talked to certainly a lot of our porters who told me about water scarcity, as far, you know, and also food insecurity and all the other things that are dealt with in East Africa in a lot of areas. But
Right.
I was more moved by just people's resilience. Is it resilience or resiliency? Amy, do you know that word?
I think it's resilience
Resilience.
and resiliency.
It can be both.
They're resilient people.
Yeah.
And resilience, grit, fortitude.
Yeah, just like,
all
man,
that.
the things that I was walking up the mountain complaining, and I'm a tough guy anyways, I guess. I spent a lot of time outside and shit, but like you're just having all these weak thoughts. And I'm just looking at dudes half my size hauling God knows what up the mountain. And when they come home, they're going to get a week off and then they're going to go right back up the mountain. And when you hear what these guys are making, you're just like, we are soft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are problems that need to be solved here.
Yeah.
But we can also be a little bit soft. And I'm just looking at these guys and gals there and seeing what they're dealing with, seeing the outdoor plumbing, the contaminated water, the whole thing. I didn't have a focus until the last day I was there. I was there one last day. Me and James Hall went to the bar we've been to down there at the bottom of that hotel in Mount Meru.
Yeah.
And it took 2 IPAs because you're just drained from the trip. I mean, that climb, you know, it's like it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And somebody walks in and says, hey, Chris. And I'm like, dude, we're in Tanzania. No, it's another Chris. I turned around. It was Joe Buck, who does commentary for Fox. So I know him because he worked with my pops. And he was there with Doug Pitt, our guy.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I said, what are y'all doing? They joined me for a beer after we got over the small world stuff. They were like, we're going on a water project tomorrow. Do you want to go? And I was like, damn, looking at my flight. I'm sorry, I can't make it because it just was too close. And I left. And it just kind of stuck in my head. Doug kind of painted the picture and colored in the lines when it came to what is needed in the most dire way. And how can we make a really big difference there? As a traveler, as somebody who had a beautiful experience and people took care of me and they were very stoic, like we talked about, and like just really impressive folks, man.
Yeah.
Meet Maasai tribesmen that know 3 languages. Us dumb Americans were like, trying to talk slower or something. Like we're idiots. You know, this guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
But talking to the tribesmen and seeing the way they were living, it was like, it doesn't add up.
Yeah. My translator spoke 7 languages.
I was like, these guys and gals deserve so much better than they're so industrious, so creative, so loving, so warm. And I was like, I'd love to help. So Doug and I were working on something else in St. Louis called Care to Learn. And the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was happening. And I was like, holy shit, dude, we got a lot of water that we can just dump on each other for a very good cause. I was like, why can't we get behind this on a viral level and bring athletes together to do this? Like in the NFL, I know guys who have done wells, but they're usually one-off. A lot of them are hand pumps. And I had heard about the solar stuff. And I thought, this is a niche that we could occupy. And I know guys will get behind this. So it's been a hell of a grind, like building it to where it's reputable, because it is such, as you know, an outside-the-box problem. You know, unless Americans are dealing with it, we don't seem to.
We don't understand.
It doesn't compute.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge, but we've grown it, and we've served 500,000 people. And
how many wells is that?
That's over 100 now. So
wow.
Yeah, we started with a goal of 32 wells. We've done most of our work in Tanzania and Kenya. We also do domestic work now. So like single family homes, we're getting into schools. and, trying to pair the domestic work with the international work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
wait, the domestic side, single family homes.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So a lot of times, like
digging a well for them?
Yeah, like you'll have a family. Like we just went down to Suffolk, and these folks had a contamination issue, and Suffolk is like 3 hours south of here. A lot of rural folks with bad water.
Wow.
We hear about the Flint, which is a huge bureaucratic nightmare, and it needs to be fixed. And I don't get it. I don't get why this is so hard. There's a few million people living in this country where we have so much, but we're overlooking the water issue. And
wow.
Yeah, so we're chipping away.
Over 1 million people?
Oh yeah. Well over 1 million people. I think it's like 2 million people in the United States that don't have access to clean water in some capacity. So like it's crazy. That's right under our nose.
Wow, that is right under our nose. But also I didn't really know that. I knew from overseas.
That helps us though too, because we want to eradicate the problem, but highlighting the problem helps us internationally, because it's a way in for people to say, oh, this is a big problem. My neighbor has this problem. They don't have half the issue that somebody in East Africa has. Like the humanity, like, dude, we need this to live.
Yeah.
So we've done projects in Texas, Virginia, and that's a little bit of a slower build.
It is 2 million, by the way.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
I know that on, what is it, Native American reservations?
It's really bad.
They're very underserved.
Yeah, we're starting to work.
They don't have running water at all.
It's bad. And the pandemic was bad, man. Like, we were trying to do some relief stuff on Navajo Nation. That was like our first little foray into trying to help.
Where is that?
Out west. So like New Mexico. And we hadn't been able to get on though because of COVID. Like they couldn't even get people in to do the projects. And so like when you're asking people to wash their hands, stay clean, like, hey, we're all trying to fight this thing together. You didn't even have running water in your, you know what I mean? Like you don't have running water in your house, let alone clean water. They don't even have a place to wash their hands.
Wow.
So, not generalizing, but it's a bad deal.
Yes, it's a terrible deal. Yeah. I mean, without water, I think lack of water robs you of dignity.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dignity to take care of yourself, take care of your kid, take care of your family, be able to keep yourself healthy, fight disease, and be able to, stay clean, wash.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was that much here under our own noses.
Dude, it's
2
incredible.
million.
Think about kids. Like, okay, think about you and me as athletes. I always say this, like, and this is one of the most, to tell other athletes, like, this is a big deal. When we're really dehydrated.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about having waterborne illness. We're talking about just being dehydrated. We all just like fold like lawn chairs. You know what I mean? Like whether
my calves start cramping, the feet
mentally.
Yeah.
So like you can't think, you can't focus. So imagine being a kid and having to be perpetually dehydrated, but not even know that's the problem.
Yeah.
So like, hey,
we've never been hydrated.
We have a water fountain. It doesn't work. So y'all can't use the water fountain at school. Where are kids filling up their water bottles? What they're doing is they're bringing sugary drinks to school instead. I'm just hydrating with ginger ale or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like, even in a first world country, like this problem exists in a very like subtle way. And so how do these kids learn? I had a hard time learning. I had everything. So I just imagine a kid's got nothing, that kid's dehydrated, trying to focus on school. Yeah. So beyond
and hungry too.
And hungry.
When they're hungry, they're real distracted.
And the family thing, bro, you spent way more time over there than me, and you've been in the trenches on this thing. It was like, I just always think when I go over there, these folks we meet, they got to put their small children to bed, not knowing where they know where the next sip of water is coming from, and it's brown.
Yeah.
And when my wife sees the thermostat is at 73 at home, she's like, is Luke okay? I think he's okay.
Yeah.
But that just to illustrate, imagine it was your kid.
Wow.
It's not just the thermostat is off, like all the things we worry about in American society, taking care of our kids. Can't even hydrate your kid properly in places like that. Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
So
that's wild. How much money have y'all raised, you think, for Water Boys?
I mean, our goal is to raise, well, I don't want to open the books completely, but we've raised way more than I thought. Like we've raised millions and millions of dollars. But
wow, congrats.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like millions and millions, not tens of millions.
Yeah.
Like we're in the, probably $6 million range. I checked with Nicole.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. Appreciate it. As a foundation, not as like water boys alone. So,
Yeah. That's incredible, man.
yeah. Like,
How rewarding. It was so rewarding to me. And what I would love you to riff on this a little bit or share. I would go on the water walks with every village we drill water for. So that way I would know what they were going through, but I'd also have our well drillers do it with us.
Yeah.
Because I wanted them to not forget what this village right here was having to do every single day.
right.
So we'd always start with that. But man, to then go to the climb after doing a water walk with those kids at that school that were using the jerry cans that weren't even for water.
Yeah.
They were using fuel jerry cans, oil jerry cans, like motor oil. I think like fertilizer, all sorts of different cans. And some were paint cans. And that's what they're using for their jug of water at school.
But the thermostat's too high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and that's not me taking a shot at Meg. I always bust her chops about this, but like,
Amy, what do you think about this?
thermostat, what's the ideal thermostat temperature?
72.
Okay.
But I don't know. We go back and forth with that.
We set it at 68 a lot.
But I get it. I'm spoiled like
We all
everybody else,
are.
like really bad.
Yeah, we all are.
And,
Not you.
and I'm in Austin.
We all are.
Yeah, we all are.
But I was just
We all
saying,
are.
that's always a debate.
We always compare up. We never compare down.
Right.
Everyone's that deals with depression is normally comparing themselves up, saying, I don't have this, or I should have that, or I thought this would happen and this didn't happen.
You're so right.
Yeah.
You're so right, actually, when you put it that way.
Comparison's the thief of joy.
It is. And
You
that's one of
compare,
the,
you
one of the
lose your peace.
truest statements ever, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's all we do now.
You compare our highlight reels.
Oh my God. It's
On
a
social
total
media.
highlight reel.
Yeah. Well, you're in a bunch of highlight reels through your career.
Yeah, but even then, there's a microcosm. Is like, I'm not going to post my shitty plays. No, not unless they're really funny. You know what I mean? Because they aren't doing it. But hey, on social media, I might post my shitty plays. Like I'd like to be a little bit more authentic than like, and I'm sure you would too. Like, and you've talked about ups and downs, but like, I'm making my podcast. Like I'm talking here. I never want it to be like a highlight reel of my life. You know what I mean? Because for that reason, I don't want anybody like, and I also don't want to hold myself up to an unrealistic expectation.
Yeah. We're standard.
Somebody meets me and they're like, he's not Superman. No shit. I didn't advertise myself to be that type of thing.
That's good.
Yeah. As an athlete, it can be weird like that.
What was it like being one of the most handsome players in the NFL?
Well, it was easy on the St. Louis Rams, and then I went to New England.
And there's a bunch of handsome fellas there.
Fucking Julian Edelman, Tom Brady looks like a.
He looks like a male model.
Yeah, what's the movie? I'm blanking because of all the beer I drank this weekend around you. Zoolander. It looks like a Zoolander set with the extras and everything. A lot of male model looking motherfuckers in New England.
It's true.
It was humbling.
What's his name? Gronk?
Gronk. Gronk's caveman.
Gronk. Not Gronk.
He's a total
Gronk.
caveman. Yeah, Gronk. He got crushed in the ribs last night. Oh, that looked like it hurt.
Tampa Bay?
Yeah, he plays for Tampa. He came out of retirement to do it. You know what I mean?
It's gangster.
Yeah, dude, that's tough. Turn that switch off and then
How old
turn
is
it
he?
back on. He's got to be
32.
32.
Mm-hmm.
It's old in football years, dude.
How old did you play till? 34?
33. Yeah, 33 or 34. I retired at 34. Yeah, I keep forgetting how old I am.
How old are you?
36, I think.
Terrell Owens has his own candle.
He does. He sent them to us. Is that Desire or is that
Dedication.
Yeah, that's my favorite. my co-host likes
Pull with intent.
Yeah, dude, the whole thing, it's got a whole undertone to it.
Undertone.
Yeah.
Dedication.
Yeah, pull with intent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but 34 is about like, hey, for me to retire at 34, and I'm always curious about this in MMA.
Heavyweights get better with age.
That's the thing, dude. I've seen.
But lightweights, they retire with age.
Is it because of quickness and speed?
Speed and quickness disappears first.
That's what goes fast.
And then strength and experience, maybe skill.
Yeah, so you're gonna be around for a while.
Yeah. Call me Chris. Call me the new Chris.
Yeah, in the NFL,
The handsome.
in the NFL, I think if you play in your 30s, it's kind of a like you had a good day. You know what I mean? You still had a great day to even be there, but Gronk lived in a football sense hard. Like in New England, it is a physical place. Like I don't know if there's a style of fighting that would be the least conducive to longevity. Dagestan?
Well, they're aggressive. AKA.
What's AKA?
American Kickboxing Academy.
Yeah.
With Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
Luke Rockhold. Cain Velasquez.
Yeah. Cain Velasquez.
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Oh, that's a bunch of bad motherfuckers. If you fight that style, like I don't want to.
It's AKA American Kickboxing, but they would get injured.
Yeah.
Because they sparred hard in training.
Because there's no way to replicate the game, or
I guess so.
Yeah.
And egos.
Yeah.
I don't know about egos. Those are all really good guys.
Well, yeah, but we all have egos. I mean, how can you not have an ego? You got to fight in front of a billion people. Like I would be so like, I'm not afraid to fight people. Like I would like, hey, let's go in my office and just shut the door. You might kick my ass, like whatever. But like to embarrass me in front of like
millions of people,
you got to have a strong sense of like who you are. I feel like to do what y'all do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Can be, I mean, have you lost before and you've been like embarrassed or whatever?
Yeah, both times.
Yeah. Both times.
Well, there's nobody to lean on when you're not in a team.
Yeah.
It's just you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then the people that were with me wanted to, tell me good job, stuff like that, but I didn't feel like they could share in it with me. It was just me. I fucked up.
But that's also nice because you don't let people down other than yourself.
Yeah.
Or do you feel that way?
No, I felt like I let them down.
Yeah.
I think. But I was more upset because I didn't go out on my shield.
Right.
Because I kept those two fights standing the whole time. When 100% of the fights I take to the ground, I finish. So my ego got in the way, and I wanted to beat them where they were best.
Yeah.
Which is striking.
It got personal.
Got personal, and then it was a split decision. So one judge thought I won, two thought they won.
See, like when you walk into a football meeting on a Monday and you lost and you made a play that ruined the game, they just, and I'm not saying one's worse than the other. I'm saying like I kind of feel like there's some, now the grass is always greener, but I feel like there's something good about being able to say, hey, it was me. And like, hey, I know I have a team and everything, but they're not out there on camera getting embarrassed. When I miss a tackle and it goes for 60 at the end of a game, and I got to watch it in front of all my friends in a dark room, like all Monday, and the coach is like, and then you walk to lunch and everybody's looking at you and you just feel the eyes. Like that's the thing that sucks about losing in football and being the reason. You know what I mean?
Huh.
Yeah, it's interesting.
What was your favorite Super Bowl to win? Eagles?
Probably Eagles. I mean, like the Patriots.
You were the common denominator.
And LeGarrette Blount, yeah. But not the reason. I mean, when I went to New England, it was the context there is like when I was in St. Louis, we lost like all the time, dude. I think we've talked about this, but like 1-15, 2-14, the whole thing. So when I went to New England, I got hurt 2 years in a row, totally derailed my career individually, but landed on my feet in New England because Bill saw something in me or wasn't washed up. I was just injured. And that wasn't like, I don't know if there'd be a MMA kind of parallel, but it's like going somewhere where you're not playing to your strengths, but you just want to win. And it's a little bit of ring chasing, which they say in basketball. It's like a really negative thing in basketball. In football, there's really no such thing. It's just handicapping, And so I picked the Patriots, and the thing I didn't love about there was I was a little bit out of position. Like they were playing me in ways that helped the team, but not me. And I'm not being selfish. At the end of the year, though, at 33, you're like, if I want to keep doing this, I've won a Super Bowl now. I got to find a place that's more conducive to me having longevity. And that was Philly. And I fell in love with that city, man. I love that place. And it's just so raw. Like, you know what I mean? Like people really, it's in their blood, dude.
Yeah.
And it got in my blood a little bit.
That's awesome.
And so the way we won that Super Bowl, if you know the background, we were bottom quarter of the league. Some people say we didn't get picked that low, but go back, look, we were picked to be like third or fourth in the division, which 4 teams. We lost our starting quarterback. There was a lot of adversity, but we were a very tight-knit team. And it's not like the New England team wasn't tight-knit, but they're like a Super Bowl factory. So, it's kind of like that Super Bowl was relief for me. It was like, okay, I feel like validated, vindicated for all that losing. I had a great career individually, but it was a waste of time, dude. So to win that, like, it was like a release, and to win the Philly Super Bowl was like the greatest joy of my life.
Would it have been a waste of time if you had a great individual personal career but didn't win the Super Bowl?
I got to be honest, I don't know how I'd be doing. I mean,
really?
Yeah, I don't know how I'd be doing.
That's interesting.
Just to finish strong, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it could have been anything. It didn't have to be a Super Bowl, but just to land on your feet. Here's where I wouldn't have been doing good. The way that New England Super Bowl happened? It was 28-3. So we were down 28-3 at one point. And so the two teams that I came down to in free agency was New England and Atlanta. So they were the two teams that ended up in the Super Bowl. And at the end of the first half, when we're down 3-4 touchdowns, I said I made the biggest mistake of my life. And, I had a teammate that told me, before we play the Super Bowl, I just want you to know, if we lose this Super Bowl, you're going to wish you never played this year. It's not like I'm glad I went to the Super Bowl. It is the worst feeling you will ever have as an athlete, and it will never go away. And I was like, oh, fuck. And at halftime, I was thinking, I wasted a decade of my life. You know what I mean? Like that little voice in your head. But you keep playing, and we busted our ass, man. We scrapped, and we came back and made a few plays, and the rest was history, man. And it gave me the
few plays.
Yeah.
Y'all played flawlessly after that, right?
You had to. Like, when you spot a team that many points in any football game, you're supposed to lose. And to do that on the biggest stage, it really is Tom's leadership. That was the only way. I mean, I really do believe that's why he's the greatest of all time. That Super Bowl, to me, as much as any Super Bowl that he won, that's the reason he's the greatest.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think
that's overcoming, what would you say, adversity, setbacks?
For sure. A lot of, yeah. I mean, listen, when you're shell shocked like that, I don't know if you've ever been getting your ass kicked in a fight, and it's just like, damn, like, the thing about a fight is, like, you could knock them out. Like, you get more aggressive, I'm sure. I don't want to sound like a layman, but like, you could come back out and be more aggressive and maybe end the fight. We can't get it back in one play.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's the fundamental thing for us is you'd like to think a lot of people were in the locker room at halftime going, we're going to win this game, or that sort of thing. Like, the key is, and maybe there is a parallel here, like, when you're shell shocked like that, you don't try to get it all back at once. I mean, like, like, it is
play by play, inch by inch.
It really was. And if you skip that step, you're not going to get to the next one. And
oof, that's good.
And I think
you got to be really present.
You got to be present, which is what, yeah. Hello. Hey, hello.
Hello.
That's the realest thing, like, that being a grown up, figuring some things out. I've probably learned is trying to be present, but in a football sense, nobody was like, like movie speeches. It was, let's get a stop. Let's get a score. I mean, Bill Belichick was calm. He was matter of fact. There's no time for being dramatic. Yeah. Like, there's time to, what's the problem? Let's fix it. And we got to do it one at a time. And we did it one play at a time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
What'd y'all come back and win by?
Overtime. So
34-28.
34-28. Yeah.
Wow. It's 2017.
Yeah. And so
they didn't score again once y'all decided.
Once we said, hey, no more.
Didn't.
Wow.
Well, it took a spark. Like, you talk about, hey, don't try to get it back in one play. That's fine. But like that Dante Hightower strip sack in the third quarter, like, which you're not going to remember necessarily, but if you go back and look at it, that was the turning point in the game, and everybody knew it. And sometimes you get that big momentum lift, and everybody knows what it is when it happens. Yeah. But it's not like you go out and try to make that big play. You just go out and try to do your job, which is ironically like the Pats slogan. And if you do it enough plays in a row,
you're going to win.
You're going to force them to make mistakes.
It's true.
And when we won the toss in overtime, the defense, we took our helmets off. We were just like, hey, Tom's got the ball. We're not going to play any more football this year. You know what I mean? Because they're going to go down and score, and that's what they did. It was fucking awesome, dude. He is a killer.
Wow.
in the coolest sense of the word.
Wow.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah.
What a legend.
Yeah, he's a badass.
I think that's like a metaphor for life, though. Like what you're saying, like there was no time for drama. You were like, let's put our head down and just, what's the next step?
Yeah.
What's the next step to win?
Yeah.
The next step to be successful.
And it's okay to feel like like taking a step further. Some people are like, wait, you thought you were going to lose? Fuck yeah, I thought I was going to lose. I did the math. A lot of guys on that team did the math, but that doesn't mean you quit. You know, like even if it's because I played for eight years for teams that were perpetually awful. And when I tell you there's something like humiliating and emasculating about demoralizing, changes your brain chemistry playing on teams like that. And I'm not talking about the hitting. Like I'm talking about like the confirmation bias that you're going to lose. But that doesn't mean you shut down. Like you play your ass off. You try to show, like you try when people turn the film on, they go, this guy's crazy. He knows he's not going to win this game. Like that was the goal, to play like that. And so like for me, I love that. Just be realistic. That doesn't mean you got to quit trying. You know, maybe your chances aren't great, but like you're literally here. Why the fuck not, dude?
You're here. Show up.
Show up, dude.
Show up.
So that's kind of the attitude we had. So yeah.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
Show up.
Show up.
Well, I hope you are enjoying this episode with my good friend, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Chris Long, son of Howie Long. He's got a really cool dad, but man, he is a friend of this show. He's a friend of Fight for the Forgotten. And who else is a friend? Onnit.com/overcome. I love them. I love them. And I love their focus shots. Does it sound like I'm focused right now? I hope it does.
You sound a little caffeinated, but
well, I'm actually not.
No, you're not.
Caffeinated. I'm just excited and I'm focused.
Just get excited. Yeah.
Well,
and you should be excited about Onnit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They donate to Fight for the Forgotten. They support this show. They support me personally, which is honestly such a gift to be able to focus on this show and say, we're going to make this one of the most impactful shows in the world, in the podcasting game. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it with the support of Onnit and their incredible products. And Onnit.com/overcome is where you can save 30% on Total Human, or you can get yourself the focus shots, which have you ever gone to a gas station and got yourself one of those energy shots that does over caffeinate you?
Dude, I was like a different person. It was not good.
Crash and burn. We don't want you to burn out. We don't want you to crash. We want you to have this flow state, get into that flow state faster and stay in that flow state longer. Well, that's the gift of Onnit focus shots. Give yourself a gift.
What's your favorite flavor?
They're tropical for sure, because it reminds me of the passion fruit that I would have in Congo and in Uganda and roll down the hill to their little hunter boys. And if 7 of them were shooting at that passion fruit, 5 of them would get it. And I just feel like that burst of flavor in their focus shot. But I love it. Their peach is good too. Really good. But tropical is by far my favorite. And yeah, I love it. And they got new shirts. They got new apparel there. And I love their apparel. Their shirts, if you're an athletic build at all, they have kind of a tighter fit on your arm, but they have a broad chest on them. So they fit good.
Good quality too. Good
Great
feel.
Quality.
And they're really affordable.
Yeah.
I'm always like amazed at how much they're.
Yeah, well, they want
t-shirts.
you repping their brand because they know that it will get into more hands, their products, which actually help people. They help you feel better, your total human optimization. I love this company. I love that they're our first sponsor. They have set the bar. And thank you so much for getting behind Fight for the Forgotten on it. Thank you so much for getting behind this podcast. Thank you for believing in me. I've always believed in y'all, so thank you for believing in me. And I want our listeners to believe in themselves, that they deserve a good product with the best quality so that they can be the best version of themselves. They can overcome 100% of their darkest days. So rise up, overcome, go to onnit.com/overcome, save yourself some money and feel good, feel great. And let's return to this badass show with this badass guest and Chris Long, who is making this world better.
What's the most hardcore thing you ever saw Bill Belichick do?
Hardcore. Probably rip rip like Tom Brady's ass or rip Julian's ass, or, you know, like you walk in these meetings, and New England is known to be like a tough, you know, like draconian type little program. It is tough, but like it's like anywhere else. It's got its idiosyncrasies. I'll tell you what's really tough is there's like losing all the time. so like if anybody, you know what I mean? Like I'll take that trade for the fact that like, hey, you know, they're a little bit more stringent on some of the rules. Like there's not as many windows in the building. It's kind of like a black box. You walk in, like what happens in there stays in there, like the whole thing. And I mean that literally, like you can't take pictures there. Like I saw a dude get not booted, but like reprimanded heavily for like taking a selfie in front of the practice facility and putting on social. So like it's legit. There is some sort of a black box thing going on there, but at the same time, the trade-off is great. And we go in there, and the thing that makes Bill great is accountability and knowledge of the game. He knows football. He can walk around the field in individual period where offensive linemen go, they practice over here at the beginning of practice. Defensive linemen here, linebackers are here. He'll do a lap around that motherfucker, and he will just coach each position better than the position coach. He'll step in, and something some guy's been struggling with all day, he's like, come on, you know, like, and he just fixes it and then walks away to the next position.
Wow.
That's what separates him. And the accountability, walking in on Monday in the big room in front of everybody and justifiably ripping Tom's ass or Jules's ass the same way he ripped my ass, or like, you know, a young player, you know, like whether you're a new veteran on the team or a huge contributor, or he treated everybody the same. And that, to me, that accountability factor starts at the top and it works its way down. And it had great leadership on that team. Leadership, like real dudes, man. And Dante Hightower doesn't get enough credit. Matt Slater, guys like that. Love those guys to death.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
What do you think's been one of the toughest things you've had to overcome?
The losing, man. The losing, the injuries, you know, I was certainly, I struggled. I struggled a lot with that. You know, I had played 6 years. There's a lot of pressure. You know, I'm drafted high. My dad's who he is. Like, so for me to have a good day at the office in everybody else's eyes, I got to do 30 times more than anybody else. It's just, that's the way it is. And that's fair. There was pressure out of the gate in St. Louis. We were bad for a year and a half. I really wasn't playing well. Like if you Googled my name, it said bust next to it, which means like guy didn't work out.
Bust?
Like guy didn't work out.
Wow.
You know, so
It's his first year and a half playing in the NFL.
You know,
the article is bust.
Well, not in the article, in Google auto, in the auto thing, which is tough when your mom's Googling you, you know, like just set up the Google alerts. Don't, you know, they fill it or whatever. But it wasn't just bust. It was like birthday, girlfriend, you know, all those things, all the weirdo shit. Well, I started catching on like 2 years in, and I kind of overcame that, you know, like, so there were some really dark times in that year and a half for me, because when your team's losing, all the pressure's on the individuals, and on bad teams, it's not conducive to individuals playing well. So the higher you get drafted, it's like bad surroundings, you know, and everybody's in the same boat. But I finally got on the horse, played really well for years. And then I got hurt, and I had played in 100 straight games. 2 years in a row I got hurt. I broke my tibia, so one of my best friends rolled into my leg rushing, and
ooh, is that what I see there?
No, that's Osgood Slaughter, which doesn't help. If you've ever seen somebody with the bump on their knee, that means they deal with some knee pain anyways. But so essentially, like the first year, it was the first game of the season. I was a captain. Like this was like, I had big goals, you know, like individual goals that, you know, I was still on pace to get. It's in the NFL, you can't take years off and still attain those goals. And the first game of the season, I was in best shape of my life, ready to have a great year. Got rolled up on, ankle surgery. So rushed back.
Which ankle?
Right ankle. Or is it left, right? I think. No, left. I see the scar. So they go, you know, like, I don't know about you, the pressure of playing hurt.
Fighters almost always don't fight at 100%.
Yeah, and we're never 100%, but there's a difference between hurt and injured, right? Playing injured, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, you fight injured for sure.
Yeah.
But you always fight hurt.
So the problem is when you fight injured in the pros, they just, and you guys don't have great contracts either. I know, like, that's a whole nother thing, but like, they'll just get rid of you and they'll pressure you to play and then hold the tape against you. Like,
Wow.
so I just rushed back. I was prideful. I was afraid guys thought I wasn't giving it my best. I was, that fear.
Yeah.
And
A fear to perform or fear of man. Like,
Yeah.
what are they going to think of me?
yeah, what are they going to think
Right?
of me? Yeah.
How do you say that? A fear of man.
A fear of man?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Like a performance wheel. Like,
performance wheel. I would say just like peer pressure.
yeah.
I would say like peer pressure, like, and it's not even real sometimes.
Yeah.
All those guys.
A fear of other people's opinions of you.
Yeah, and usually they're not even thinking about you.
Yeah.
Like they're not even thinking about you, bro. Like when you're worried about other people thinking about you, I feel like you always want to hear that they like you. The truth is they're not thinking about you. And that's the case. Like on a team, I was a big part of the team, but the minute I was hurt, it's always next man up. So I'm walking through the hallway thinking, these guys hate me. They're my best friends in the world, bro. They're my brothers, dude. And I'm worried about them fucking thinking I'm a slap because I'm not playing with an ankle that I can't even walk, dude. I've shot things up. I couldn't walk during the week. I shot up a high ankle for an entire year. Couldn't walk. Go in on Sunday and play, numb it up. And I'm still worried that people think this about me.
Wow.
And that's the pressure of being an athlete. So what I did is I came out and I played like shit and I got cut. You know what I mean? And that was my decision. My dad told me not to play. My fucking physical therapist told me not to play. But the mind of you and me.
Yeah.
So-
I got to play.
But everything worked out. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the next, after two
Super
years,
Bowls.
you get lucky and land in the right place. So, yeah. But the peer pressure is a motherfucker. And
Why
that's
didn't you
another thing.
stay with the Patriots?
Just because of the scheme, man. Just because of the scheme. It was literally just the scheme. I was undersized. And so, they were playing me in like a 3 technique. So they were playing me like a defensive tackle on first and second down. I was 260, 265. So I'm in there like kind of just
Battling 300-pound dudes?
320. Yeah. And so,
320, wow.
yeah. So
Amy, that's big.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
face. Her face when she heard 320.
you should see my little.
You're big.
You should see my little brother,
His little
Which
big
one?
brother.
Which one?
Kyle.
Kyle.
A little big brother.
Yeah, he's like 6'7". He walks around at like 330 with like outlines of abs. If he's 300, he has a, if he's 300, he has a 6-pack. If
No.
he's 330, he just has
A
outlines.
300-pound man with a 6-pack.
No question.
Is that what you want on me, Amy?
Mm-mm.
300-pound 6-pack.
You want me? So I got to gain like 30
40
first.
pounds.
Yeah, and then golly, dude.
Ask Kyle to help me trim up my keg into a 6-pack.
Dude, we both got kegs after this weekend. I had a few. That was fun though this weekend. I had, for the people on the pod, I had Justin and some guys out to my farm because we do like a reunion for Kilimanjaro, like anybody who's climbed.
Yeah.
And this year it's thin because of COVID and everything, but it was
fun.
still like 7-8 guys and just felt good to see everybody. So
You brought in some country music singers
that was my,
from Nashville.
yes. Shout out to Galen and
You
Buddy.
loved Galen.
Galen was
your
a
favorite.
trip, dude.
Galen was his favorite, Amy.
Yeah.
Ask him why.
Why?
Because he just told stories, dude. He just had these
Old
old
man
country
stories.
music stories.
Oh,
He
he's
knew-
the older guy.
He knew all my old favorite like artists and everything, and I just was like,
He was cool.
yeah.
You just might have talked a little too much.
Well, I gave him too much of my marijuana.
Yeah.
Like older guys when they're like,
But he was thinking he was handling it like a champ.
he probably, but that's what he does. It happens to me sometimes when I smoke too much. But my man was like, older guys when they're like, hey, I used to smoke or I still smoke sometimes. Let me get a hit of that. And like some guys, we say this all the time on my pod, like in the 80s, that weed was,
It's totally different now.
yeah.
They have to be careful and they don't know to.
One of my parents' friends, man, I gave him a hit and I
went to
thought
the
they were going to
moon?
have a panic attack.
He had a
Dude.
moon landing.
Oh, I used to do this all the time, every now and again. I still do it.
I just heard Dave Chappelle talking about that the other day, and he was saying, man, he did some with some like younger rappers or something in one hit. And that's Dave Chappelle. He's like a professional.
Oh, yeah. And he probably has good weed, dude. Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle has
Oh, yeah.
good
And
weed.
he was
but
like, mm-mm.
there's also a range of people now that like, you either want some like 30%, like, I don't want to be able to move, or you just want to get high. I just want to get high. So like, I don't need this, like, it's all these delivery systems now, shatter, butter, smoking this shit in with like a
Do they have ghee butter?
ghee butter. I don't know. I got a raw cone and a edible and a
Thinking about
ghee butter.
I
What
don't
is ghee
I
butter?
don't want any part of any of it.
Ghee butter.
Yeah, what is it?
It's like from India. It's like really, really buttery.
It's like a clarified butter.
A
Ghee.
clarified
It's
butter.
Ghee.
Make ghee butter for your popcorn.
You know
butter.
what ghee to me is? The cool ass things that they used to wear in your sport back in the day, like in the
Ghee?
90s.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm talking GH.
I know, but to me, I just made me think of that.
Jiu-jitsu.
I miss those guys, dude. The guys that
ghee
just,
is GI.
just come out there in the GI and just kick somebody in the side of the head in a full suit.
Kick them in their GI track.
Or you misunderstand. You just come out in clarified butter, just cover.
It's called greasing.
Lost it. Is that illegal?
Yeah.
See, we don't want anybody out here to get
You'll be
any
banned
ideas.
from the sport.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you can't grab them.
Can't grab them. Can't submit them.
You're a grease pig just out there.
Grease pig. Could you imagine me if I greased up in clarified butter going out there?
Would that make it harder for me to get away from you though too? If you were like geed, I mean with the butter.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't get away.
No, you wouldn't be able to grab on, dude. I'd just be like fucking sliding out all
I
your.
could grab on.
I know you probably could. I don't want to
could.
fucking challenge you to it.
Mm-mm.
I just
I
did
could be
jujitsu
a,
for the
what'd you
first
call
time.
the pig?
Grease pig.
I could be a grease pig, but still.
I just tried your jujitsu for the first time.
Yeah.
It's really cool, dude.
You enjoyed it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Now
cool. as
think
sh-
about going against me.
That's
in
what I'm saying,
clarified
dude.
Butter.
That's, I'm not.
Greased up like a
You're
greased
like,
vanilla gorilla, albino rhino pig.
oh my god, you
Grease
do. Those guys get you so tired, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is like you're giving so much effort and that's the wrong thing. And they're just like, I'm just like, I've done this for 40 years and I'm 30 pounds less than you. Oh, like that was some humbling shit to get in there and roll around with those cats, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's an intense sport.
Yeah.
People don't get it. What would you say? Boxing's aerobic and then jiu-jitsu's anaerobic for the most part?
Anaerobic is the stuff that makes you really tired, I feel
Yeah,
like.
it's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling will make you more tired than jiu-jitsu.
Oh, wrestling. Forget that. I don't know why people, this is a thing that people always say, but I'll just say it. I don't know why people ever talk meanly to a guy with cauliflower ears at like a bar.
Yeah,
or
it's
like
not smart. That's a warning sign. That's nature's warning sign. Don't fuck with that guy.
nature's warning sign.
I just thought of that.
Certain animals.
Yeah, it's nature's warning sign. Don't fuck with that guy.
Certain animals have evolved to
There's
have like
his badge
certain-
of honor.
Yeah. No, don't talk to
No.
that motherfucker.
No.
Not bad. I'm gonna be nice to that dude. Need a drink, buddy? I just
Yeah,
want you
help
to
him
be
out.
happy.
Yeah. How can I make you happy?
Yeah.
It's a great question for
How
a
you doing?
heavyweight.
How you doing, man?
How you doing? Can I do
That's what I was
anything to
doing
make
for you
happy?
this weekend. Justin, you got everything you need.
So, there's an Austin native inside of here.
Yeah.
Studio.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I mean, no, I'm talking about Willie.
Oh, good.
Oh. Willie Nelson.
My dude. Love that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking your second son would be named Willie.
Well, Willie Long. It's a lot to live up to. He'd probably
Willie
be,
Long.
he'd probably be okay, but like, you know, at the same time,
Last
you
name first.
There's always a chance. Long Willie,
Long
yeah.
Willie.
You know, graduation. Long Willie. Yeah, no, he really
Awesome.
he would have been it would have been a Willie
Waylon
probably.
and Willie.
Because Waylon and Willie, but I got a chocolate lab and I named him Willie instead. So, you know, labs never go by their full name. And I'm not really worried about
So you
putting
just
him in a
call
tough
him Will?
spot. No, he's Willie. He's
Oh.
Willie. So we do have a Waylon and Willie. We have a
A
Lou.
Willie lab.
Yeah.
A lab
Yeah.
Willie.
Yeah, and there was a Willie Nelson lab in the Paul Rudd movie. What's the Paul Rudd movie where
I love you, man.
there's a golden retriever that's Dolly Parton at the end?
I don't know.
Our Idiot Brother. You should check that
Our
one out.
Idiot
It's a really
Brother,
good
okay.
one.
What's it called?
Our Idiot Brother.
Already it.
Our Idiot.
Our idiot brother.
I was trying to
Our
enunciate-
idiot.
I was
2011.
trying to do the media enunciate thing.
But when you were saying it, I wasn't.
But
it
when I
wasn't
was in my
registered.
20s, I felt like that's why Waylon is named Waylon. I felt like a Waylon in my 20s. I feel like a Willie in my 30s. You know what I mean? Like you go through different stages of life with the highwaymen. I'll probably be a Chris Christopherson in my 40s and then a Johnny after that.
Maybe you should try to be a Chris Stapleton.
He should have been a highwayman, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He was born
Do I look like a?
the
Highwayman?
wrong time, dude. Huh?
Do I look like a highwayman?
You could easily be a highwayman.
He's got more of the
I
Chris
just-
Christopherson thing going on.
You know what nobody asked you to do this weekend? Sing.
Saying
It's all
They
good
knew
until
it
they're
was
like, do Tennessee whiskey.
they asked.
They did.
Yeah.
And you said
No.
in that voice
No.
with those sunglasses.
Yeah.
It's really hard to know where your eyes are. It's mysterious. dude.
I was looking right at
My
you.
God, bro.
Do you think I was looking over there?
No, I could tell. You got to keep your eyes on the, You have sunglasses inside guy a lot though? Is
No.
that like a move?
In
No.
fact, and he's just gotten sunglasses for the first time. Really.
It's a total thing. Like it just
Yeah.
started for him. I do the
Just
same shit.
started.
I like get a new hat and I'm just like, hey.
You're going to wear it?
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it for a couple days.
Yeah.
Same thing with your shades, bro. Same.
I've never hung out with a lot of people with shades on. So I thought,
Have you talked about that tattoo on your pod? Or is that too personal?
Yeah, you have. No,
Yes.
it's evolving.
I love what he told me this weekend. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
stop
turning
it.
into
It's cool.
Are you into the Stoic philosophy thing?
I'd have to
Chris?
hear more about it. I know being stoic is just like dealing with it, right? Or no? Am I oversimplifying it?
I'll let Justin take it.
This is cool. Stoicism.
Stoicism. So a little bit of the thought process behind like the daily Stoic or Stoic philosophy and living that practice of principles out on a daily basis
Yeah.
is basically, well, I'll tell you what I'm getting in my arm. On the outside, there's going to be an Olympic torch, but it'll be a hand holding it right here. And that basically is amor fati, which means amor fati, to the love of fate.
Love of fate.
Love of fate. And basically the flame is the logo,
Yeah.
the Stoic flame,
Yeah.
which basically means use it as fuel.
Uh-huh.
Whatever it is, whatever comes your way,
Yeah.
the good, the bad, the ugly, the things you wanted, the things you didn't, the things you hated,
Embrace it too.
embrace it
Yeah. You might as well.
Embrace
That's the being
it.
present thing too.
and use it as fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't complain about it.
Yeah.
Use it as
Yeah.
fuel.
It says here, it teaches the development of self-control and fortitude as a means of overcoming destructive emotions.
Whoa.
I have some
Can you say that
destructive
again? That's
emotions.
great for this podcast.
How do you overcome those?
How do I overcome them? I work.
You just work. You
I
just
work.
focus on what's next.
Yeah, I work. I spend time with my family. I
You ride
What
to
are
work?
your destructive emotions?
destructive anxiety, negativity.
Really?
Oh yeah. I'm a negative guy.
Is it hard to
sometimes.
see coming at him?
Ask Reed.
not necessarily.
Ask my producer.
I do it too, so I guess it's not hard for me to see it from anybody.
It's
really.
just easy to get. It's easy to get bogged down in negativity. It really is. Like it's easy to just over. It's too self-important. You know what I mean? To be like, I'm gonna dwell on my issue right now. Like in actuality, it's only an issue because you're thinking about it, depending on what it is, and you ain't. I'm not that important. You know.
I know,
So-
but it forms little grooves in our brain that, then our sled of thought goes down those same paths, and we just get stuck in those ruminating thoughts.
Those neural
ruminating.
pathways.
Ruminating. That's
I'm a
one thing.
ruminator.
You ruminate?
Oh man,
I'm a
my
ruminator.
psychiatrist told me that a thought is an itch, and that was so powerful to me.
Wow.
Holy shit! It
A
was
thought's
like-
an itch?
Yeah, look at Bob.
What does that mean to you?
It means to me that if I'm having a rumination, if I'm having a negative thought that just pops into my brain at 1 a.m. or at 11 p.m. or in the morning, and I'm sitting there trying to enjoy something with my boys or something, and I start thinking of something really fucked up or just scary or then don't
You
itch it.
can't- yeah, don't itch
it,
that
dude.
scratch.
And it sounds simple, but when you actually try it, at least for me, I cut down. It sounds like an infomercial. My ruminations cut down by 70% in a week.
Wow.
No,
Real shit.
I think that's a great analogy.
And guess
huge.
what? I didn't have to think about it much anymore. Like
You don't
this
have to ruminate about it.
It was 2 weeks that I was sitting there doing this thought as an it shit. And then after that, I really didn't have to put any hay in the barn. It was just change your thought patterns pretty quickly. I'm
Yeah.
still
That's
negative.
cool.
I'm still anxious, but ruminations, thought is an itch. It was powerful for me.
It is very.
Wow. Have
I'm
you
glad
ever heard
shared
that?
No, and I
I
love
haven't been
it.
to my psychiatrist yet.
We're
though.
going to have to.
How often do
share that
you
as a
still go?
clip.
Yeah, once every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, once.
Look
I
at
used
you,
to go
Chris.
once a week. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The other, like instead of doing it once a week, the other hour, do you fill with Bob Ross? Happy little trees?
He is happy. He keeps me happy. The other hour I fill with Reed. The other 23 hours of the day I fill with my producer Reed there.
Nice. Reed, you must be a special guy.
He is a special guy, dude. Works his ass off. Shout out Reed.
I try to be.
You're handsome,
Look
too.
at he's on multiple podcasts too. Yeah, he's got that Burt Reynolds stash too.
I
Wow,
appreciate
she's
that.
a fan of Bert.
Oh yeah.
There's no
I'm
good
only
way
human. I'm only human.
There's no good way to turn. I look like Burt Reynolds.
Bert's great looking. That's all there is to it.
He had a little grin there.
No, Reed works his butt off. And Matt's back there too. Shout out to Taylor. That's the fun thing of like doing a pod now is I think also when you're talking about ruminations or talking about being negative or being in a bad mood is like, well, call somebody. Like just talk to somebody. Like be around a buddy. Like we isolate ourselves, man.
Yeah, we do.
We isolate ourselves, man. I love people, and sometimes I forget it when I just want to do everything myself or figure everything out myself because I'm stubborn or whatever. But yeah, like just so I spend time in here. Work is like a family. Like that's the cool part of doing it is replaces the team thing. A little bit. Yeah.
When did you come to realize you had the gift of gab?
Gift of gab. Being in locker rooms, man, we all just argue and bullshit and debate.
Arguments. What's one of the silliest or funniest arguments you've had in an NFL locker room?
Are dinosaurs real? One of my best friends in the world, we talked for combined 36 hours about, I don't know why I entertained it, but we talk about things like that.
36 hours of dinosaur talk?
Probably combined over the course of 5 years together. William Hayes doesn't think they're real, thinks mermaids are real.
You could do like a Land Before Time podcast.
I missed the movie. I had a stuffed animal, Littlefoot. You remember Littlefoot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Land Before Time.
Yeah.
You'd start it without even ever having watched it.
Well, we could really start a podcast. You could
watch it and then do a breakdown of it.
Probably. I mean, I'm thinking about it. Well, I'm into dinosaurs. We could power rank them.
Amy would probably do it with you.
Amy, what's your favorite dinosaur?
My favorite dinosaur? I don't know. I feel like they've changed since I was young. Like they keep adding new ones, and I'm like, wait, where's like a Brontosaurus? And they're not. No one talks about that anymore.
Yeah, there was like those big five, like kind of placematty dinosaurs.
Yeah,
T-Rex.
Stegosaurus, T-Rex, whatever.
A raptor.
That one was newer.
And that was Raptors was like, no, but you're right though. Raptors was like 90s. Like Jurassic Park brought us
87.
Yeah. Are you 1987?
Yeah.
So
I'm not.
Established 1987. I feel like that we just all agreed on 5-6 dinosaurs, and then they just without telling us they were like, hey, and by the way, the raptor has feathers.
Yeah.
You didn't know
and
that?
now there's a whatever-a-saur.
Weren't most dinosaurs birds anyways?
Diplodocus and all that bullshit.
Is that this one?
I don't know, but the ones that spit at you. You know the one? Yeah. It's another Jurassic
So
Park.
I just Googled Brontosaurus, and one of the questions is Brontosaurus a dinosaur again? So it's like they were unclassified, and then they were
It was classified as a bird.
They got the Pluto treatment.
It turned into a Apatosaurus?
They got the Pluto treatment.
Anyway, yeah. So I don't
back
know.
in.
I don't know.
Welcome back, Brontosaurus.
I don't think.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We missed you.
Bronte.
We missed you, and welcome. We're glad you're back.
I don't think Pluto's back though. I don't want to offend anybody.
That's okay.
I think Pluto might be back too.
Really.
Let's see.
Why the fuck
Pluto.
not, dude?
What's another
Well, I think
dinosaur
it was
that's
just a
not?
rock.
What's a dinosaur that's been excommunicated?
It's been excommunicated that we could send to Pluto.
Oh.
I don't know, dude. Put one in a little space
Just
suit.
populate all of Pluto.
Sounds like this sounds like a Sturgill Simpson lyric.
It's gonna be a whole song.
Yeah, like there's
Sturgill, listen to this.
Yeah,
We're gonna need to mark a clip about a minute before this. Come back. Is Pluto a planet?
It's a dwarf planet, technically.
It's a midget planet.
It has not
it's
cleared
little.
its.
It's an LP.
You have to clear
It's a little
your
planet.
neighboring
planet.
region of other objects, and it has not cleared its neighboring region of other objects. So it is officially downgraded
sounds
to
like-
a dwarf planet. So you know what? It's just a dwarf planet. It could
little
grow into
planet's-
one.
Can we add cute? A little cute planet.
That
So
planet.
it's cold.
Look at LCP.
That's some bureaucratic red tape bullshit that it's got to go through all that to be a
Did you
planet.
know
again.
that Bob Ross had a Nancy?
Did he really?
Look,
A real Nancy? Oh, he had a raccoon. I'm like anybody else. He's a pop culture figure to me. Like if
he also has a squirrel. Not dueling squirrels, but he had a squirrel.
me and Bob Ross.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to learn how to paint.
What squirrel would win? Yours or Bob Ross's squirrel?
That's a great question.
I feel like yours would be more.
Mine. I think mine's have little
Yours are-
revolvers, man.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you see them? You didn't see the revolvers
No.
in their hands? They're
No, I
dueling,
do.
bro.
It's been pointing a gun at you
Yeah,
this whole time.
Well, he's like,
Where's
talk.
it at, Bob?
He's like, entertain us.
Wow.
Put the content out. You know what I mean? That's what he's saying.
We'll do it 3 times a week. You need motivation.
Fear. Squirrel man.
Squirrel man.
Sorry about the smell.
It's fine. Chris?
Yes, sir.
What do you tell people that want to be successful? What's the most important thing?
Hold on, let me let this clear out so I'm not fucking up your shot. Most important thing to being successful is being happy. I really do believe that.
Wow.
I really do. What
do you think of that, Amy?
That's
I
not
like that.
That's not to say like it's easy for somebody who's got it made to say, hey, just be happy. Like, I'm not saying like everybody measures success differently, but I can also tell you that like being successful doesn't mean you're going to be happy.
That's
like,
true.
You know, so I think if you can have both, I would definitely not have one without the other. You know what I mean? And try to, whatever you're biting off, make sure you can chew it, you know? And I've tried to make decisions after football that made me happy, not richer or like more successful. You know, this makes me happy doing what I'm doing now and being with my family and, you know.
I like that, man.
Yeah. It's oversimplified, but I really do. Now, if you want somebody to be successful in the traditional sense, you're just going to have to work.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to work. And if you don't want to work,
you're not going to be successful.
Find something that makes you want to work. Because, like, you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Like, you know what I mean? That's the way I feel about it.
Bringing the heat.
Bringing the heat.
Today.
Yeah.
Were you happy during those years you were on losing teams?
No. I wasn't even, I was questioning a lot. I was like, do I really want to, I mean, if you watch me play, you'd say, oh, he wants to do this. You know, like a teammate would probably say, oh, he really wants to do this. He works his ass off. Yeah, showed up, worked my ass off, did everything I was asked to do, really cared a lot. But it was more like I wanted to do something. I wanted to accomplish something. I didn't love losing football games. Like I didn't love my job, but I needed everybody needs something to wake up in the morning to. And that was it for me for a long time, you know, and it's just that simple. And if I'm in that stage, I'm going to give it my best, like 100%.
How would you tell, is there something you could say to somebody that would convert that? Like if they were in that situation or if they were in that losing feeling situation, like, you had no guarantee you were going to come out of it. You didn't want to stay unhappy forever. Like,
you might have went to Atlanta.
I don't want to ever let somebody see me quit. You know what I mean? Like that's just the worst. It's the worst. And like I get people break and they quit. Like I totally get it. I'm not a motivational speaker. Like I also think that it's really hard for me to, like anybody listening, if they're going through something, it's not like, hey, Chris has the answers. Cause I probably might break depending on what I was dealt. If I was dealt something bad enough that somebody out there is listening and dealing with. But, you know, I just feel like, what's the point of all this? Like, it is literally to run the race. Like, that's like, just run the race, you know, it's like, and if you don't, you'll never know who's looking at you to see, hey, does that guy quit? Because if that guy quits, like that person is somebody I look up to, whether that's my little brother or if it's like my son, or if it's my wife, or if it's a fan. Like, you know, we have fans. You and I have fans. Like, we were very lucky. We played a game and some people like us. When I was in St. Louis, I'll never forget how many people I've met on the other side of that 8-year period that have like shook my hand and been like, hey, thank you. Like, love you for that. And that means everything to me. And in that moment, it was really rough for a long time. But like the payoff on the other side, it'll always pay off in some form if you don't quit. If you just don't, you know, it's futile, like maybe in some situations, but just don't quit. Like, you know, we sucked. We were
they
bad.
say that's the difference between, you know, success and not really is just not quitting.
There is a real
just stick it the fuck out.
You just hit something, Amy, because between success and like even like there was this piece of paper we used to have in the Rams D-line room, corny as hell, right? But it's like a Googled like cartoon, and it's two guys and they're mining, and like there's a split screen, and they're both just, you know, pickaxing away in this like mine. It's an illustration, so it's not that cool, but
it's not animated.
No, it's not like actually moving, but you know what's going on.
You set it up like it was.
Yeah,
I was there.
There's one guy that's just hammering away, and they show him, and right on the other side, he's sweating and hammering away. On the other side is this big ass diamond, and there's this discouraged dude with the pickaxe, and he's walking the other way below him, and he's inches away from it. And so like that was the thing, and we used it like when we were having bad games or we were having, you know, slumps or that sort of thing, lean times. It was like, hey, if you never know how close you are to actually getting that break. Like, hey, we were talking about the New England game. You know, you're not trying to win the whole game right now, but you just take another swing, and then maybe you get the break. But at the very least, you don't quit. Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
Very. Mm-hmm.
I think there's times a lot of people quit, and it's just right around the corner was breakthrough.
That's what I'm saying.
Right around the corner was success.
That's what I'm saying. That diamond's right there. And maybe you don't ever get it. Like, fuck, dude. But, you know.
Maybe you do.
Maybe you do. Not many people get the diamond. So, you know.
Go get those diamonds.
Get the
fellas.
diamonds, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, go get those diamonds.
Yeah, go to where?
Brandberg Mountain.
Get a cushion cut. Cushion cut. That's the one, I think. Diamonds. Yeah. If anybody out there is thinking about it.
What's a cushion cut? Like
I think it's like an oval or something. I got it from my wife when we got married. Yeah.
Can you pull up a cushion cut?
Sure. It's like round, I think, just with more facets or something. Let me see. It's pretty. It's pretty.
Anybody out there listening, get a cushion
This
cut.
is a good opportunity for you to go to YouTube right now.
Mm-hmm.
Go see what a cushion cut diamond looks like, how handsome Chris's feathered hair looks because he rolled down his windows.
It is a great way to dry your hair, dude. Did we talk about this on this pod or before we got on this pod?
I think while we're on it.
Yeah, because that's another pro tip. If you don't like blow
Feather
dry,
that hair.
Yeah, just open the window.
It does. You don't heat it.
No.
So it's good for your hair.
Yeah. I don't shampoo a lot either.
I noticed that.
That's a
There was
share.
no shampoo at your hair.
Sorry
Or
about
your
that.
house.
Yeah, I shampoo.
Did you have any shampoo?
I didn't wash my hair.
It's good for your.
We
I still smell like a campfire.
Not everybody's got this going, dude. You know, this is perfection
No,
here.
you're right. And
I gotta like really.
I feel sorry for him sometimes.
Reed, do you shampoo?
Every once in a while. Not often.
You should do it more, probably.
No chance. I like it just the way it is, dude.
Yeah.
I love
a
it.
great head of hair.
A great
Look
head
at
of
that
hair.
thing. Wow.
Look
I
at
love
that. Look at that mane.
Why do I
Maybe you
shampoo
should
it every
shampoo
day?
less, bro. Maybe you're washing out all the healthy oils in your hair. Think about it.
You've got that Allman Brothers look.
Hey, you went to
Thanks.
Rome. You got that awesome thing. You're like a gladiator to me. Gladiators didn't shampoo.
Modern day gladiator.
Yeah, and they didn't shampoo.
No, it's really obnoxious. He'll just use dial soap and then towel dry it and then toss it around. And I'm like over here with 18 products. I'm like, whatever.
Low maintenance.
Sometimes you just use a bar of soap.
Yeah, but just bar soap, dial soap.
What's the best dial soap?
White.
White.
I like dial.
I know that.
I like dial gold.
I like Dove too.
I'm a girl. I need
I had your
white.
dial
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah, I like dial gold.
It's all right.
I like dial gold, and then the blue one with the white stripes and then a bowling ball looking one.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
You don't like that one?
I like Buffalo Traces from that guy brand, Duke Cannon.
Oh, Duke Cannon. I was thinking Buffalo Trace whiskey.
Yeah, they have a soap with Duke
Oh,
Cannon.
really? Smells like whiskey?
Yeah.
I could put that on after a night
You know,
of
Buffalo
drinking.
Trace raised what, $250,000 for us?
I believe
More?
that's right or close.
Did
yes.
they really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
awesome.
Drink Buffalo Trace.
Drink Buffalo Trace, boys. After 21.
I had some Aristocrat this weekend. Do you remember that? We had, well, I think you were in the bathroom, but you remember
I didn't drink.
Aristocrat Rail?
Mm-mm.
Ugh.
Mm-mm.
I don't even
drink
want to think
much.
about it. Yeah, no, I know. You're like really good. Justin, for the people listening to this pod, lives clean, bro. I was like, wow. Have a beer. No.
Thank you.
I'm focused, man.
We got a fight coming up.
I know. If I had a fight coming
He's
up.
sober.
Yeah, you're sober. Yeah. Forgot
Yeah.
about that whole thing. What about Cowboy Cerrone? How does he pull that off, dude?
How does he pull what off?
Drinking Bud Heavies and shit and just going out there and kicking people's asses.
I don't know.
He's a different bird, huh?
He's a different bird, and they're going to retire him soon, I think.
They retire you?
So, when Dana loves you and you're not leaving, he'll retire you.
Really?
Like he did Chuck Liddell.
Chuck Liddell never retires. We were talking about this weekend of all
It's true.
of anybody I wouldn't want to just like cross. I think Chuck Liddell's up there. I
Yeah.
feel like he's got some heavy hands.
He's got some heavy
I
hands.
feel like those just
I don't know from experience, so I don't know. If I said it like that.
they just look like they weigh
They
his
look.
arms down.
Yeah. He's an artist.
Oh yeah,
He's
just
got
like
those happy
Bob,
little fists.
just like Bob Ross.
Happy little fist. Happy big fist.
Happy big fist. I guess I need a bird too.
Happy big hands.
An owl as well.
Big happy hands.
Big happy hands.
What's your spirit animal, Chris?
Oh, that's a great question.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
A wolf.
Should we do this?
I don't know. Let's ask him. What is it?
I
Do
think
you
a
have
wolf.
one?
I think a wolf.
You think a wolf?
I think.
Wolf pack?
If you could run it fast with him.
I'd run it.
Justin has a little quiz.
What are you? Yeah.
This is proven.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
By
It's science by psychiatrist.
Okay. I love
like
this. This is awesome.
like Freud.
Oh, good.
Was it Freud?
I don't know. It's from you as far as I'm concerned. I
Well,
don't
if
know.
it's somebody else, there's only one famous psychiatrist I know. That's Sigmund Freud.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
looking it up.
pretty
Let me see here. I got it. I
Spirit
don't
animal
know.
psychiatry test.
Oh, look. Okay. There's a zillion
Okay.
quizzes. It's like BuzzFeed or something.
I need you to clear your mind.
Oh, it's clear. Hold on. Let me clear it a little bit more.
Clear it. I need you
Clear.
to go deep into your consciousness.
Yeah.
Give me an animal, land, sea, or air.
Yeah.
Any animal.
Yeah.
Breathing. Whatever alive.
Yeah.
Mythical. Doesn't
It can
matter.
be mythical too,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going to have to give me 3 reasons why you chose that animal.
Mm.
I need you to go deep into your subconscious. What animal just came to you just now?
Well, there's 2 animals that I really like.
Let's go with
What comes up first?
Well, the wolf came up first. The
Okay.
octopus came up second.
Ooh.
Mhm.
The wolf, I think from being on team sports, there's a clearly defined pecking order in a group. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their roles.
You're the lone wolf.
No, not necessarily. I think wolves, and I'm gonna
Alpha?
talk out of my ass for a second. I am a little bit maybe more of a lone wolf than an alpha, but I don't know, Reed. Alpha, lone wolf, there's no wrong answer.
No, you're right.
Asshole boss wolf. No, I think you got like relentless was the first thing.
Ooh.
Relentless was the first thing. for me.
Relentless.
Yeah, those
wolves are relentless. Are you taking notes?
Yeah. Because you'll
mother-
forget.
Those motherfuckers go. Have you ever watched one of those?
Wolves are relentless.
Those
That's a good one.
drone cameras that they follow these wolves hunting caribou and stuff in Planet Earth, and David Attenborough's just like, you got to talk for 6 minutes because it's going to take a while, but the wolf gets there. You know what I mean? Like they are relentless, and that was the way I tried to play. So
I love that.
So, anyways, yeah, I think being relentless, the pecking order, and then like the third one would be I like cold weather.
You like the cold.
I do. I don't want it all the time, but I'm a big guy and I sweat.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Wolves are big, but hairy.
Yeah.
They sweat.
I'm not hairy though.
But they stay. Yeah.
Now an octopus, they can blend in.
What would be a third trait?
That was the third one.
That
the
was his
cold
third one.
weather.
He had
Pecking
three.
order.
He had
Pecking
three.
order. Okay.
Yeah.
Pecking order.
What does pecking order mean?
They have a
Clear-
defined order.
Clearly defined, and we had a very regimented like lifestyle for a long time. Like you the same way, right? But
Yeah.
team sports, it felt like you're very comfortable in a pack that things were defined for you. Like I think one of the hardest things for players when they retire is things are no longer regimented. You become
Wow. Yes, I get that.
Yeah.
It's a struggle to go from being so regimented to then having to do it on your own.
Yep.
It's hard.
And also, when you get out in the world, not everybody's a wolf. So you try to talk to people like wolves.
Like wolf.
And they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa. I'm a bunny rabbit.
So I would say wolf probably. If I had to go in the ocean, it'd be an octopus. I'm not sure I have 3.
All right.
Yeah.
Second one, octopus. 3 reasons why.
Yeah. Well, they blend in. They're
They blend in.
yeah. They can go anywhere. Like octopi.
They fit in.
Yeah, they can change their colors essentially. One of the trippiest animals in all of the animal kingdom. Probably the coolest one. It was like, hey, God was dabbling in something when he made the octopus.
But what about the okapi?
What's the okapi?
An okapi?
What is it?
Can we get a picture pulled up?
Sure,
It's
but
3
you can't
animals
see it.
in
But
one.
yeah.
No, I'll do it. What, say,
No, we've been seeing stuff you
There
pull
we
up
go.
here.
Oh, you are?
I think
it's
it's
like I think Cowboy can do it. I think it's like
Oh.
so like, is that a real animal?
Mhm.
Really?
Okay. I'll just show it to you.
OKAPI,
Where can they be found?
Congo,
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
insert
then-
where I lived.
Okay, I want to see this shit.
There's only like 100 or 200 in the world. They're very rare. It's kind of like God said,
Primate?
no. It's half giraffe, a third giraffe,
Yeah.
a third zebra, and a third elk or antelope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're
They need
they're-
Zebra butt.
Oh,
Giraffe
yeah, I've
head.
seen these things. These are super cool, dude.
Look at its tongue.
He got dipped in zebra. The horse got dipped in zebra.
There they are.
Look up okapi tongue
Okay.
or horns.
Cool.
Now, I haven't thought of an air one. I like owls, though, a lot. They kind of...
Well,
Let's go
then
with
that's your
octopus
third one.
first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Octopus, why?
Oh my God! Look at their tongue. Hold up. Hold
Look
on.
at
Hold
their-
on.
Mysterious. They have a lot of tentacles. Like, I can balance a lot of things at once. Like, I have a
A
lot,
lot of tentacles. They can balance a lot of things at once.
irons in the fire. And they like to... I think if I had to make a third one up, because I'm in the make it up zone now.
You like sex?
Uh,
I hear octopuses like sex.
do they? Well, I mean, shit. They got a pulse. Maybe they like to go deep, which is a terrible follow-up to what you just said. But
To go deep.
but they like to get down in there.
Where's the tongue? He didn't see it.
Oh wow!
I'm talking about the
It's-
ocean.
It's really something.
Look at this.
This
You see that?
this okapi can go deep.
Do I have to push a button? Should I push it?
You just went real deep. I told you.
Look at that thing.
Oh no. That's a
Oh,
giraffe.
wow.
There it is, though.
Oh, I was like, it looked just like a giraffe there.
Look at that.
Look at the tongue on that thing, dude. You've seen one of these. You've pet one of these things?
They tried to sell me its fur. Some poachers.
And you were like, no, dude.
And
It's
meat.
my spirit animal. Presumably your spirit animal?
It is my spirit
Yeah.
animal. At least it was my first. It was my wolf.
I need your 3 reasons.
3 things in one.
Yeah.
Fighter, speaker, author.
There we go.
Fighter.
Oh, I thought that was the 3
Non-profit
things that
founder.
the Okapi did. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
they're
They're very close.
yeah.
They are adored by the people I adore. They're
Yep.
loved by the people I love.
Yep.
Pygmies.
Yep.
It's their spirit animal.
I also love you.
I love you too.
Love you, man.
Feels good to love you this much.
Trying to keep a straight face there.
And then
I do though, bro.
they're majestic.
Yeah, and you're majestic.
They're majestic.
You are majestic.
My second animal
Yeah.
was a dog,
Tell me.
a Cane Corso,
Oh,
an Italian
the
Mastiff,
big ones.
gentle giants.
Yeah.
2, loyal.
Loyal.
3,
3.
unconditional love.
Yes. Unconditional love.
Uh-huh. Third one,
Yeah.
give you 4.
4.
Third one.
Can't count. Also can't count.
Third one.
Also don't understand the
Third one.
human numeric system.
That's why you should be watching YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. What number did I put up? You'll see next on YouTube.
Yep.
Third reason is that, or third animal, right?
Yeah.
Yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go.
Bison,
Oh, bison.
Mm-hmm.
buffalo,
I love those.
American bison. You know why?
Why?
Because they run through. They head towards the storm, not away. Be a buffalo, not a bull.
Wow, they run to the storm, huh?
Be a buffalo, not a bull,
Why do they run to the storm?
so they can get through it faster.
Oh, that's tight.
A bull runs away from a storm, gets tired, beaten down in the storm, stays in it longer.
Wonder
a buffalo
if
tucks its head and just runs.
oh, that is tight. I'm never gonna steal your spirit animal, but
Reason over.
But you're thinking about it right now.
Reed might steal it.
Reed, you gotta wash your hair more if you're gonna be a bison. I love you.
That's so good.
I'll get you a bird for your fro,
Oh, I would love that.
like this
I would love that.
bison storm poster.
I'm gonna think about an air animal.
You said owl.
Yeah, owl for sure, but I don't know why.
Well,
I
just
just-
what do you like about it now?
Those are some beautiful animals.
They're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
And they stare
you're
through
beautiful
you.
too.
Oh,
They'll
yeah, I appreciate
stare.
it.
They wouldn't stare downs.
They stare right through you. And I just think when you see an owl like on accident, you really stop like you saw a lion on safari, dude. They're just the prestige on those motherfuckers for being just American animals.
Regal.
I could see a barn owl and I'd be excited.
Mm-hmm.
Just be in the barn. There's an owl.
If I see a snow owl.
Regal.
Yeah.
Snow
regal.
owl.
Look at it.
That's more rare than the okapi. The
Is
3
it?
animals in one.
Amazing.
What if you saw snow leopard, snow owl, same place?
What if you saw a snow leopard with owl wings?
Then
Snow
it
leopard
still wouldn't
owl
be.
wings.
Then it would still not be an okapi.
It's true. It'd You need like a little mouse. So
Yeah,
it'd be three
you need
things
one
at
more.
once.
You need one more to be an okapi.
Okay, let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
How do you think a person finds their purpose?
Man, trial and error, I think. I didn't know my purpose for like, I mean, I'm doing the math now, 31 years or so. I mean, I kind of knew my purpose. You think you know. But the thing is, like, your purpose will change through life. Like, you can have core values, all that stuff, but your purpose is going to change. The thing that seems like it's going to be here, like, as my number one forever is going to be my kids.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Is that for you too, Amy?
For my purpose, it definitely it changes how you see everything to where you think of that. Like, what am I doing, and how would my kids see this? Is this the person I want to be?
She's the best example of a mom I've ever
Well, I don't
seen.
know
That's
about that,
awesome.
but thank you. That's
For
very
me,
kind.
for me, you are.
Awesome.
She's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
12 and 16 are her two.
Oh, wow.
I have 2 girls. Yeah.
So what's the toughest age?
12?
I think that's so subjective. Like, I wasn't a toddler type person, so that was really hard for me. I think I like being able to actually have conversations with them, and
Yeah.
yeah.
You get to
I mean,
look
it's
forward
cute
to that.
and all, but
I'm kind of like getting sad about my kids being like 5. I'm like, damn, dude. I just, like the whole be present thing.
Yeah.
That kids made me be present, like try to be present. It's a terrible habit not to be, and I'm the worst at it. But since I had kids, like not only do you get kind of like I was so restless for most of my life. Like, yes, I have a job. Yes, I have a purpose per se, but I feel kind of, like I'm just in the wind. Like, what the fuck am I doing, at times? And the minute I met my kids, I was like, dude, okay, I have an anchor at least. I don't know if it's, it's healthy to have another purpose, but I have an anchor at least,
Yeah.
So, and them going to kindergarten and school, it's like, damn, dude, my little guy, he just went to school the other day for the first time. I'm like, we just check in at 4:00 for 2 hours. That's it. And then it's bedtime. You know what I mean? Like, and we went from being best buddies. So,
no, that is hard, but it's part of it. And I think I just have an acceptance. Like, this is part of it.
Yeah.
I did it. People do it. So how can I make it the best that I want it to, that it can be,
Yeah.
Because mine just started driving, my oldest one, and it's just a whole nother thing.
Well, what are you going to think when Waylon's able to drive?
Well, evidently he's gonna be powered by a self-driving car.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of safer.
Kind of. We just did this whole thing last week on Tesla. And I know you probably have some Tesla friends, so I don't want to dog shit on Tesla, but
That's okay.
I just don't trust robots, man. There's certain things that I'm just not ready to hand over, and that one of them would be like a 3-ton vehicle.
Do you trust robots, Amy?
No, we're already screwed.
We're screwed, dude.
We're moving into Terminator territory.
We
It's
are. Thank
AI.
you.
It's
Yep.
they're gonna take. We're already past the point. No, I've watched too many sci-fi movies.
You really think? You really believe this?
I mean,
No, I'm with you. I just want to check before
if
I
we
sound.
create things in our own image, we've created that. So we're screwed. They're gonna take over. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
How
the
long?
sci-fi
How long?
junkie in me.
I
Can I be
mean,
old? Can they just put me in one of those like things with all the
I'm going first.
wires
bro.
when I'm like 90?
I'm going first because I've been
just
talking,
offer them up talent? Be nice to me.
Yeah,
Here you go. You can have this.
You
Greek.
need to start kissing up to him now, and I'm not doing it.
Love you.
And so I think I'm going to end up in one of those
Who do
situations.
we address?
They
Look
hey,
around. Look at these.
look at all these fucking cameras, dude.
Wow, they're watching us.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Oh, it's way worse than that. They already know everything about us in these
Exactly.
phones.
So I'm going. They'll probably get me early.
Love you, AI. Do
I don't.
Oh,
Chris, play the game.
Can't play the game.
don't hit the player, hit the game.
No, the Teslas, man. Like they were saying, Tesla last week was
What do you
saying that
think?
they acknowledged some of them weren't safe. So like that's kind of a big acknowledgement to me.
They had a bunch of wrecks with their self-driving vehicles. And
Yeah.
they had to acknowledge that. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Would you
Just the beta stage. Hey guys, no big deal. Like on your cell phone beta
There's only
stage, you're
9
like,
wrecks.
restart the phone, it'll be straight. But the car, just a little mistake here. Just plowed a pedestrian.
would you say I'd look good in a Tesla truck?
I do think you'd look good in it. Does it have a chop top? Because I want to see you in all convertibles, bro. Strictly convertibles.
Should my next haircut be a buzz cut like your dad?
No chance, dude.
What if your dad and I rocked the same haircut?
Well,
and you had to go on trips with us.
I'm pretty sure it would be a flat top because I don't think he can get on your level at this age. But I would love it. I would be so safe. Everybody would think I was with military guys.
Can we see what Howie Long's hair looks like?
Oh yeah, I've already pulled.
Hasn't changed in years. Hasn't changed in
yeah,
years.
I pulled a nice photo of it, but hold up, I gotta cast it. So let me see here.
He is ageless, dude.
Your father?
Yeah.
Tu papa?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is just like a...
Was that good Spanish?
Yeah, it was. See,
which one do
See,
I
I
have?
grew up in Texas. I
You're
learned
good, bro.
something,
You're
man.
good, bro.
I neighbor it.
You sound
Neighbor
good.
Mexico.
You sound good.
Tu papa?
Hold up one
Mi
second.
papa es muy grande.
Howie Long?
Look at him. Look at this.
Oh, look how good he looks.
That's your dad, dude?
Why is that not what are you on, like Pinterest?
Yeah, I
Cool
don't know.
hairstyle.
You got all these older ladies with dad Pinterest. Look, there's like thirst trappy guys below him, and it's just pixelated 1993
Cool
photo of my dad.
hairstyles for men. Your dad's flat top comes up.
Hey, if you want a cool
It does.
hairstyle,
I googled Howie Long haircut and then
It's from the richmondforum.com.
you know what's funny?
It is He's all over Pinterest.
You know
He's
what's
really
funny? It just
popular there.
stands up the hair, dude.
Mhm.
He doesn't even put
Does he
product
towel
in it.
dry and then just ride with his
I don't think he has to do
car
anything.
windows down?
Yeah, well, maybe that's where I'm headed. Like, say, I'm never going to be like my dad. I'm never going to do that.
Just leave the Wayland curls.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely keeping the
What do you call those?
little waterfall. Wayland's, his tail.
His tail.
My son has a tail where
awesome.
we had it.
A rat tail.
He had a mullet as a kid, and we thought it was just adorable. And then
Thought it was
when
hilarious.
he had agency, he was like, "No, I'm not opting out of this." And
He said, what did he say to do other than cut his hair? He
What
said,
did
you
he-
do anything but cut my hair.
anything,
Anything
any
you
other
ever
option,
want.
any other option, dude. Just my tail is going nowhere.
He's like, I'll get circumcised as long as you let me keep my hair.
Too late.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, too late.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, here we are.
Wow. Well, Chris,
Jay,
we should do some stuff together soon.
we should ride in some convertibles together is what I think we should do.
You want to come to Texas and ride in the red sled?
I would love to. I'll drive
I need
my
an
hair.
elf.
Y'all
I
put
need
the
an
top
elf.
down so your heads come out.
Dude, I do need to come to Austin though, because honestly, I was there one time for a wedding, and I
a
didn't
cool
get
place.
to really see it, like when you're doing wedding stuff. So
She's the best tour guide the
awesome.
I'm
city's
pretty
ever
good.
seen.
I'm pretty good.
Not pretty good.
I've
The
lived there for
best.
27 years.
Well, you've seen it
The
change.
best of the best of the best is that woman right there.
Oh, honey.
She
Okay,
is.
Let's
You
focus on
guys
Chris.
rock, man.
She's hot, isn't she?
So I'm being safe as I possibly can be. You have outkicked your coverage.
I have outkicked my coverage. I
Very
have.
sweet.
I just need some hair like Reed. Well,
You
this
got
is
your
our
own thing going on.
first.
You're good.
This is our first off-site
Road game.
road game podcast besides our episode that I guess technically launches today with RJ Mitty.
Well, you recorded with Nick Santanastasso in Vegas, so yeah, that was offsite too. So you're doing the road show.
You know, you're my third.
Mhm.
So you've just been like cruising through these.
Yeah.
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 I'm excited though,
It's
man.
been
I'm
great.
really-
You think it's going to be good?
it's gonna be awesome, bro.
I want it to be one of the most meaningful podcasts in the world.
Oh, us? Or
Us
you?
in this show.
I was gonna say, let's
Both.
not pump the brakes on us. I don't know about that. But as far as your show, you're gonna have some amazing people on your
Yeah.
show, bro. I was telling you this weekend not to pump your head up or anything, but like I've had so many great conversations with you. We've had some really good times where we've spent a lot of time on a mountain or that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And how many podcasts you think could have fit in there?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I just knew you'd be good at this, dude. I knew
Wow.
you'd be good at this.
Thanks, bro.
When I heard you were doing it, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting us use your studio.
You're the man. Anytime.
I love you.
Love you too, man.
Yeah, let's do some stuff with Waterboys and Fight for the Forgotten this
I'd
year.
love to. I'd love to.
There's
Waterboys,
some exciting stuff.
waterboys.org.
Waterboys.org.
He
Please come support.
He's an inspiration to us. So, yep.
Thanks, brother.
Wow. What an episode.
So good.
Chris Long,
Chris is rad.
badass, handsome devil, handsome angel. He's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good man. I'm grateful for him. I'm grateful that we are linked arm in arm to make a difference in this world through our foundations and platforms and podcast. We're aligned. He's a good man. He also let us stay at his mountain home.
He did.
Beautiful sunsets and sunrises, and we had fires and
Stars.
stars, lots of stars.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an overcome story. That's
We
what you
sure
stayed till the
do.
end to listen to.
That's
Thank you.
right. Yay, we're starting to get some. I'm so excited.
Let us have some more. Send us
Yes.
yours.
If you have one, send it to overcomepodcast@gmail.com. And remember, keep it readable for the podcast, right? We just can't read too long of one. This one is really wonderful. It's a trip to me because it happened like in the last year.
Wow.
I know. So this is from Joe Hall. Can I just say too, if you send us something, please include a way for people to find you, like your Instagram handle or something like that. So because Joe doesn't have it in here, and I would love to share these pictures on the Overcome Instagram, which is Overcome with Justin Wren, which we're just still getting going. But I'd love to be able to share these and tag people. So okay, so he says, first off, I just want to say I absolutely love this podcast. I listen to every episode. It's a fabulous idea. Joe. Yeah, thanks, Joe. And you can tell that Justin is fully invested in his guests and their message. I follow Justin on Instagram, and he's a top-notch human being. The Cliff's Notes of my story. 9/1/2020, so barely over a year ago.
Wow.
I was in a motorcycle accident. I suffered 2 pelvic fractures, a broken and dislocated wrist, which down the road we've all found out also had shredded ligaments that ended up being reconstructed, a medial orbital wall crack, and roughly 50 to 60 stitches in my face. Wow. I was hospitalized for 17 days. While I'm in the hospital, post-accident, I felt completely lost. Suicidal ideation, depression were parts of my life before, but this made it worse. I was thinking of ways to try to kill myself in the hospital room, not even realizing that they'd hear all the alarms go off and stop me. In the following months, due to lack of mobility and my depression/coping mechanism, eating, I ballooned to over 350 pounds. Once I had had enough, I set 4 goals in March for the remainder of 2021. The first, complete the U.S. Air Force Marathon in Dayton in September. It was subsequently canceled due to COVID. To get back on a wrestling mat and compete again. Wow. Planning on that this coming Sunday. So that probably happened by this time it airs. I know.
Give us an update, Joe. How'd you do?
Yeah. At an autism benefit tournament. Very cool.
Wow.
And to get back in a cage one more time. This one won't happen this year. And to get back under 270 pounds. This time last year, I needed a walker to get around. I still couldn't roll over in bed without pain and was pretty much miserable. However, this past Sunday, I competed in and completed the Columbus Marathon after now training in about 2 months because I got really depressed again. But I dragged my obese self through it. I almost hoped that my time was slow enough at the half marathon that they'd redirect me to only complete a half, but they didn't do that. And I knew I had to complete the full for me, for my friends who'd followed my whole journey, for anyone who might stumble on my Instagram and see where I've been, where I'm at, and where I plan to go. It took 7 hours and 17 minutes, and I was dead last for all the competitors that did the full marathon, but I made it to the finish. Now I've got a 48-hour run in Arizona 3 days before my 39th birthday, where I'm going to try to get people to donate per mile or whatever they'd like so that I can get a few local churches and provide Christmases for a few needy families. So that I can get with a few local churches and provide Christmases for a few needy families. The goal is 100 miles over 48 hours time. That's some Zach Bitter stuff right there, right?
Wow.
Strange that a guy who's grown up hating running is using the discomfort it causes to help me grow. Strange world. Still not where I want to be, but I'm on a path anyway. Keep up the great work, guys. Much love. And he sent some pictures too that I would love to share. He looks like there's one from Colton can put him on the screen. There's one from the hospital.
Look at that. He just ran a marathon. Joe,
that is like a year ago. Nuts. Yes. And then here he is.
Wait. Slow down on his legs.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. You can tell.
He's on a walker.
Then here he is healing, looks like, with his ligaments that got shredded. Yeah. And here he is. Look at him.
What?
Yes.
Look at you, Joe. You're looking good.
Honestly, you look.
I like the beard.
It says it's my first marathon too. I love it. So we'll share these on Overcome, and hopefully we can get.
Nobody's going to stop that man running with "It's my first marathon." When it's the half, he wants to keep going.
You know what?
Hell
and it's a beautiful thing to come in last, actually, because everyone is worried about coming in last. So you do a service, like that's cool.
And it takes all the pressure off if you ever want to do it again.
That's right. Sure
Only
does.
up from there.
And he looks like he lost 20 years. I mean, he looks way younger than 39.
Yeah.
He looks great. So we're going to share this on Overcome with Justin Wren on Instagram. And Joe, I hope you'll comment so we can tag you and share more, because that is a beautiful story. Way to go. Keep overcoming. Hello?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away.
You were just staring at me.
I was staring at you and I was a bit speechless because what a story.
Mm-hmm.
I think too many times people throw in the towel and quit.
I know.
And I have family members that kind of have, and I have friends that they had such a promising life, career, people that loved them, still do and are rooting for them. But, it's hard to root for someone that's not going to do it for themselves. It's hard to support someone that's unwilling to put in effort or make changes or admit that they need help or ask for help. But whenever you see the determination for someone to dig deep, to come back from not just being lazy, but having an accident and having bones crushed.
And he doesn't even really
ligaments
list
torn.
there was a big reason,
Yeah.
He just did it because he had life.
Yeah. And he knew this is so. In a fight, I've never found, I don't think I've ever found, maybe one or two times I've had my back against the cage and when we put other people there. But in those moments when your back is against the cage, you train and you realize, and this is some of those moments that are the most exciting times in fights, that a person is given the option to fold, to cave, to almost take a squat and just let the guy keep pounding on him. Or something rises up inside of you and you bite down on your mouthpiece. You tuck your chin and you just start throwing some bombs. And you decide, I'm not going out. And if I am going out, I'm going out on my shield. I'm going down swinging. And so there is something in Joe, which is inside of all of us, to rise up and overcome. And that's what this man has done by running a full marathon with plans to do even greater things. A man that decided, I've ballooned up to 350 pounds. You know what? Like, to address something really quick, food addiction is one of the hardest addictions in the world. People don't give that enough credit. Like, they think people are just lazy or obese or fat or whatever. And I'm telling you, one of my best friends in this world who's fought for, 7 figures in the world championship, one of his biggest struggles was food. He's ballooned up to 360 pounds. You know why? Because you have to eat.
It's all around us. And people expect it. Like, you go places and
you
they're
go
like,
to a
eat.
friend's house, eat. You're a big guy, eat. Like, I've struggled with weight. That's what I was bullied for.
Dude,
I relate to you, Joe.
I feel it. Yes.
And like, you have to eat once a day at least, or, there's fasting, things you can do, but normally you're expected to eat 3 times a day. And when you start and those flavors hit, something goes off in the brain, you're being rewarded, chemicals go off, and you have this desire to keep going. So to stop that is something he had to do first so that he could even make it out there on the pavement and beat the streets. So way to go, Joe.
He's recognizing too that he's not perfect. He's still got a ways to go, but you know what?
Sure.
Progress.
So do
Keep
I.
taking those steps. Progress.
Progress, not perfection.
Yep.
That is straight from the big book of AA, which struggles with addiction. And here's the thing, Joe, you have inspired me today. You've inspired Amy today. My good friend, Chris Murphy, is also here today. And he's helping us with clips. And both him and I have a similar struggle or something we're in process of overcoming. And it's addiction. You just inspired us. We're going to be going to a recovery themed meeting. And I'm going to take this as fuel to my fire. And I hope that this will fuel up anybody else listening. This man did something incredible. It's a great feat. It's something we will honor because it's not just big in his life. It's big for anybody to do what he's done, coming back from severe injuries, 17 days hospitalized, being on a walker, having cast.
Wanting to kill yourself.
Oh my God, we didn't even talk about that. But
Yeah.
yes, trying to plan his way out.
I hope
In
this
the
gives him a
hospital
little
room.
push too when he's feeling down.
Joe, we love you.
Yes.
Joe, send me a message, please. I don't think we've ever interacted. And I tried to look up your Instagram on my followers and I didn't find it. So I don't know if it's not Joe Hall on there, but I didn't find you through searching. So please reach out to me when you hear this. I hope that this encourages you to keep going forward. Let's do a follow-up with Joe after some of these other feats. And,
Absolutely.
there might be
Please
challenges along
keep
the
in
way,
touch.
but send us some emails, send me some messages. Let us know how you're doing because brother, we care.
We do.
So keep caring about yourself, please, because you're worth it.
Yeah. And if you have an overcome story, we want to hear it. It's at overcomepodcast@gmail.com.
Wow.
Please.
Thank you for sharing, Joe.
Yeah.
Keep going. And you can support this podcast by liking, subscribing, following,
Hit
sharing.
the 5 stars. Hit the 5
Please
stars.
leave us a rating and review if this
Please
has
do.
encouraged you. It would encourage us. But as encouraging as that is, which we love and we will read and we will work on things and get better and we will do more of the things you like that impacted your heart. Those reviews help us grow, which help grow our impact, which help get out to more people to encourage people like Joe, or help us build this hospital that we're underway with, and help us with our bullying prevention, which it's Bullying Prevention Month. And so we're so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And I love you, darling.
I love you too.
I got to say it on every show. Sorry. Thank you for listening. You have overcome 100% of your darkest days. Rise up, overcome.
Hey, don't forget to send your overcome stories to overcomepodcast@gmail.com. And also rate, review, subscribe, and follow Overcome with Justin Wren.